All right, we're officially recording for the Whiskey and Root Beer podcast number. Fuck, what I say? 14?
God damn, is it 14?
It's 14.
I think the last one I did was like 9 or 10.
I think it was 10. Yeah,
Damn,
10.
I missed that many.
Yeah. Your damn phone never works, man. That or you don't have it charged.
It's usually never charged.
Well, that's what happens when you don't charge your phone. But yeah, we've done 3 in your absence. So, this is Mr. Croissant over here with me today. It's also Toasty Jones. And I don't know, we've been talking about random bullshit before we started this. Well, I mean, we went through like several topics besides my...
trying to figure out what to talk about.
we have decided what to talk about. Oh, you know what? I just read this story earlier when I was at the chiropractor. And it was this man who... He was wrongly incarcerated for, I think it was 16 years. And, he'd been out for a couple of years. And he got shot and killed by a police officer. I think it was a couple of days ago. I don't know when the article was made when that shooting happened. But I was like, that sucks. Because, he got paid for being wrongly incarcerated. And then he gets out and he's living his life. And then he gets shot in a traffic stop. But
sounds like the law completely fucked him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Either which way. The thing that was interesting was, I figured it was going to be like a, wrongful shooting or something crazy happened. The officer just didn't respond right. But apparently, and I'm pretty sure the dude was like fucking panicking, not trying to, because the officer told him he was getting arrested. I don't know what the charges were on the guy, but apparently the guy, he got tased because he started, resisting, and then they used some type of baton on him, and he was still resisting, and then he started like hitting the officer, and the officer shot him. That's the official story, It's the dash cam and the officer cam aren't out yet, but I thought that was pretty crazy because I feel bad for a dude, and then
I'm pretty sure he was fighting because he fucking spent years locked up when he shouldn't have been. Like,
oh yeah. And that's why I'm pretty sure he got. I mean, if that happened to me.
I mean, I can't see myself doing anything different.
Yeah, and I'm like, wrongfully incarcerated.
Spend years locked up when you're
you've been out for a couple of years. You got paid by the government as a compensation, and then they try to lock you back up. I'd be like, fuck that too. Yeah, and I think there was another good tidbit about the case. I can't remember it right now. I think what they said about his previous case that he was locked up for was that they had a ATM receipt that showed that he was nowhere near the scene. He was miles away from the scene of the crime when it happened.
Man.
And I'm like, that sucks, man. You would think there'd be better investigations into this, especially. I mean, I think he got locked up somewhere in the 2000s. If this was like the 80s or 90s, you'd understand. All right, well, things slip. The technology ain't as good, but to get locked up when you got proof that you were miles away, somebody just didn't do their job. And because they didn't do their job right, other people that are actually committing these crimes get away. And until they get caught doing something else, that's usually what happens too. But I thought that was an interesting story that I stumbled upon while I was waiting at the chiropractor.
That fucking sucks.
It does. It's crazy. But, I mean, what else can you really do? Especially when they say it's you and you don't have the best proof at the time. But then again, I'm pretty sure the guy was like, hey, I was, so and so miles away. Look, I got receipts, But apparently they didn't pull up any receipts.
Hard proof that I wasn't there.
Yeah, hard proof. I mean, I would pull something up like that if somebody tried to say I was somewhere I wasn't. I was like, dude, I got a receipt from McDonald's around that time saying I was in fucking, I don't know, Albuquerque, New Mexico for some reason. I don't know what I'd be doing in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but I have a receipt. They'd probably be like, that's not real.
What were you doing in Albuquerque? I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know that I was there and I can prove that I was there.
Exactly. Shit like that happens. You just end up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, not of your own doing, but maybe, somebody else drug you over there, didn't tell you what y'all were doing, and you were just, along for the ride. You don't know why you were there, but you got a receipt from McDonald's. But you had to go meet Bugs Bunny, fuck. I got a receipt saying I hung out with Bugs Bunny in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What was he doing there? He took a wrong turn, apparently. I don't know.
Took a wrong turn.
I was watching the old cartoons, well, like not whole episodes, but clips of them, and I was like, dude, cartoons used to be so crazy, and just the jokes I think were a lot better. Nah, I say this and I don't watch any new cartoons or newish. I haven't seen a new cartoon that's meant for like teens since I don't know, probably Regular Show when I was on Cartoon Network. I think that was one of the last things I actually watched for teens. Yeah, but that show was hilarious, and that was actually teens and adults. I don't know what.
Said Adventure Time? Yeah, that's.
Well, no, I said Regular Show.
Oh, Regular Show. Oh, yeah, Regular Show is like super stonerific. Like, I was actually surprised that that aired
Yeah, right.
on regular Cartoon Network instead of Adult Swim. But that's like one of those shows that like really teeters the line between older adolescent and like young adult.
It does, and that's why it's great. And it's just one of the best shows I think I've ever seen in my life.
The Regular Show was fucking hilarious.
I watched some of Adventure Time, but I never really got into
I
it.
watched Cartoon Network like into my mid-20s.
I couldn't say that. I think
Like,
I was
even like outside of Adult Swim, because Gumball was fucking great.
Oh, Gumball was what was that one?
That's the one that's like
Was that the chef one?
no, that's Chowder.
Chowder, yeah.
Chowder was on earlier than that, and Chowder
Yeah.
is fucking amazing.
Gumball
Chowder is great. Gumball's the one
those
that's like
fishes,
all the-
right?
yeah, it's all the different animation.
Yeah,
styles.
I remember watching that. That was cool.
I
That was a cool
fucking
show.
love Gumball, dude. I think that's a fantastic.
Those are the shows that are like, man. Well, you know what?
There's
Another
a show
one.
that just started, I think, in like 2018 or 2019. Maybe a little bit later. It's a relatively new show. Like it's been out like my late 20s into my 30s. It's called Craig of the Creek, and that show is fucking dope too.
I can't find a good beer. You know what show I was thinking of? Well, we were talking about trippy shit. Great, now I can't close my fridge. I was thinking about the bottle opener. I don't know where the fuck I put that, man. I keep losing them. I know there's one on the workshop bench over there. I don't know. I had
I'll just clip it like this.
a glass just gets cut in half perfectly with a cigar cutter. I was looking for that cutter too. I'm glad you found it. No, I was thinking the other day of that trippy ass show. Was it the Misadventures of Flapjack or something like that?
Flapjack's fucking great.
That show was creepy as fuck.
Flapjack is.
It's coming from somebody who enjoyed Courage the Cowardly Dog too.
Oh, Courage was great. Flapjack was different though. Flapjack was like a dark, weird, uncomfortable acid trip. Courage the Cowardly Dog is just like dark,
But it was magnificent.
sort of morbid. The style of Flapjack, like, cause all the colors are like dark and muted, and kind of like some of like you got like a lot of washed out color palette. It's not very bright and lively.
It definitely seemed more like a post-apocalyptic thing to me. Trying to navigate that world.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember much about it. I just remember watching it. I was like, this show's
great,
fucking
man. It's funny.
strange.
It's got great stuff in it.
I don't know. I'm
But
not.
it definitely was the one of the outliers, just because of how it looked. Cartoon Network was so bright and colorful
Yeah, Cartoon Network was.
most of the time.
That's a shame it was so bright and colorful. I don't even know what it looks like now. I haven't watched Cartoon Network in the longest time.
I think the last time I watched it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
What did you watch?
I saw that Craig of the Creek show, which I thought was fucking great.
Oh, yeah, you were
It's
talking
like a
about that.
newer show. There was a couple of... I think that's why I put it on, because there was reruns of Gumball. And I was like, man, I haven't watched Gumball in a while. I don't really watch TV, though.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, you know what I have been watching, though? Magnum P.I.
You started watching Magnum P.I.?
Yeah, I was like... Because I always heard about it. So I was
See, I
like...
don't consider that watching
TV?
so much as like watching series on Netflix and stuff. Like, because there's like a difference between what's shown on TV and how it's shown. And it's like, I don't want to fucking sit here and watch commercials.
Well, shit, I think mine's is on Freevee, so
So you gotta watch some little ads.
yeah, on Amazon. So on my computer, I got the ad blocker and shit. But when I'm in my room and I completely forget that ad blockers are a thing on Chrome, I'm watching it and it puts on like some 30-second ad. And I'm like, oh god, I thought, it's 2023, we still got ads. Of course, people got to make revenue. Companies got to make revenue somehow, but
Yeah, I think that's kind of why. I actually haven't even watched. I think I let my Netflix subscription lapsed, and I was just like, eh. I haven't watched anything on Netflix in like 2-3 months.
shit, it's funny.
It's hard for shit to hold my interest, and then like after I watch what I was watching, I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
Well, people keep always telling me about shit on Netflix. I've never bought Netflix. I've never had a subscription to it either.
Netflix basically continuously. I'll probably get Netflix in like another month or so when I want to watch Love, Death, and Robots again. But
Oh yeah.
I have had Netflix since the DVD days. I've had Netflix since I had my first job. That was like one of the first things I got.
You got
Netflix. When I got my own money, I was like,
When
dude, like I really like fucking movies, and Blockbuster was.
And this
like,
is when they
on its
sent
way out the
DVDs?
door. Huh?
This is when they sent
That's
DVDs
when they sent
out.
DVDs in the mail. You used to be able to get
My
like 3 of them
God.
at a time, and it was like fucking like $5.99 a month or something. And then like
It's
they had
actually a pretty good price.
Then they had like the streaming. I don't know if they still do DVDs in the mail. I would imagine that they would to some capacity.
I think they
But
recently announced that they're gonna stop doing that.
They're gonna stop doing that.
Yeah, I think I've seen them throwing whole DVDs away. So maybe you can be like, hey, let me catch that DVD. Like when companies are going out of business, they just start throwing shit away. Like, can I have that? And they're like, yeah, fuck it, take it.
But yeah, man, I love Netflix. Like, I don't know, it kind of sucks that they take away the password sharing and stuff, but and like the price raising.
Yeah.
But I will say, they at least put the money that you're subscribing to into new projects. And, like, they're doing things like...
Yeah, they got their originals
like
that come
show
out.
Beef was fucking fantastic. I watched that.
I heard that was really good.
Like, all of their original movies. I've not seen much that was a Netflix original that I was disappointed in. So, I don't mind paying...
What about the Cowboy Bebop thing?
I'm really mad about that.
I never watched it.
Like, Netflix takes shows in and out of their rotation, and then after they announced that they were doing a live action one, I was like, well, fuck, this isn't going to be on, like, Real Bebop's not going to be on Netflix much longer, and then they pulled it, and they put the live action.
You have to watch the live action one now if you want your Bebop
Well,
fix.
then they put the Real Bebop back on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they realized their mistake real quick on that.
I'm in the same camp of Alan Moore. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but when a medium is chosen to tell a story, that medium is chosen to tell that story for a specific reason. Like, that's the artist's intent. I don't like the idea of turning shit live action. Like, apparently, like, Netflix is also doing a live action Avatar.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up because I was like, oh, what do you think about that one?
I mean, it's unnecessary. Like, the story's there. Like, you can already watch it. There's literally no reason to take something that is animated and turn it live action. There's really fucking not.
Yeah,
like,
I feel the same way on that
It's
one.
the same thing with comic books. Like, if something is, like, a visual story or medium. Books, I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but it's also a lot easier to tell a story in, 90 minutes to, 2-3 hours, depending on how long.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, with books, you kind of
As
take all
opposed to,
those
like-
words and put it to pictures, and I think that's a little different when it comes down to,
Something
making
that's already presented
making
in
a book
visual
adaptation.
medium.
Yeah,
The
if you
thing
take
that
a
sucks
comic,
about adapting a book, though, is that you're getting, like, the director's interpretation of
Yeah.
whatever's in the book.
Exactly.
And whenever you read a book, you see it in your own mind.
Yeah.
And you basically, the story's the same, but everyone sees it just a little bit different.
yeah, it's like I remember watching one of my favorite books is Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard. That's a fucking
that fucking shitty ass
oh
movie
my
with
god,
John Travolta.
the John Travolta, yeah. I remember I found out that there was a movie, I think a couple years after I read the book, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta check this out.
You ever watch the series?
There's a series?
I think so. Either that or we just watched the movie over the course of like a couple of days. I'm pretty sure there was a series.
I don't know.
Michael and I used to stay up like we always like
I don't
stay
think-
up like late as fuck, and we'd watch some of the like craziest weird shit. And I'm pretty sure either like they either showed it over the course of a couple of days or there was a series.
I'm looking for it.
Because I
man.
remember seeing it as a very young child. And then like I watched the movie when I was a little bit older. And it was a little bit different than I remember seeing.
I didn't even know there were 3 volumes to the book. I always thought when it ended it was kind of abrupt, but I didn't know there
then
was.
he breaks it off into Dianetics.
I didn't know that. Now I gotta go.
Lord Xenu, you gotta go find Lord
I gotta
Xenu.
find all the other books. No, I don't see anything about a series though. I see.
So we must have watched the movie on. It was like it was some high number channel. I think it was like 51 or 55 or something.
Yeah, I don't see. All I see is the books.
Okay, so it must have been the movie over the course of a couple of days.
Yeah, it must have been. Cause I'm not seeing anything. By the T, yeah, you probably just. I mean, it's a hard movie to get through. When I was watching, I was very disappointed in it. It just didn't make it. It was just bad. That's all I can say. It was just bad. I think they tried.
I think they tried.
I don't know anything about the director. I mean, it had John Travolta, and he's not a bad actor, but it was just. I think he pleaded for that role too, because he's a Scientologist himself, so he really wanted that role. And I think just everything else about the movie was just bad, so it was just destined to fail. Because John Travolta himself can't save. I don't think he's ever. I mean, he could probably put on a really good performance, but I don't think he could make a bad movie good. He's not one of those actors. Like Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, I could see Nicolas Cage making a bad movie enjoyable.
Jiu-Jitsu was fucking shitty.
Yeah, but
Nicolas Cage made it fucking
his
awesome.
fucking
dude.
character. His character was so strange.
But it made sense. That dude was locked in a fucking
Yeah,
hidey hole forever.
he's just like, I've been down here. Oh,
Practicing jujitsu.
you have the jiu-jitsu, and then they start fucking fighting, and he does that backflip and smacks him on the head, and
Fucking slaps the shit out of him.
Puts that-
with his little fucking paper.
With
little
his paper hat.
man. His fucking newspaper pirate hat.
stops fighting, just mid-fight, put on the paper hat. Yeah, that was great. And then he actually, went toe-to-toe with the monster, and that was pretty cool. Until he, died, but spoiler alert there. But, I think I actually kind of enjoyed the movie to a point, but it was still kind of corny.
I mean, I really like
Kung Fu movie.
shitty movies.
Yeah.
I really like that's the
I
thing
can't
that
hate on
mean.
it because I knew going into it was a strange movie.
Back to the streaming thing, I guess the reason I stopped watching TV because there's too many fucking options and I don't know what to watch, and then kind of the same thing with streaming. But the thing that I miss about not having streaming was the ease of discovery. You walk into the video store and you just see something, you're like, "Oh, let's watch this terrible movie."
I try not to do that.
Also, dude, one time Mom got tricked. She fucking... Do you know the production company, The Asylum? They make a bunch of they'll any movie that's currently in theaters, they'll make a knockoff of and release it quickly, and they'll get it they used to get their shit into rental stores while that movie was still in theaters.
So people
or,
accidentally get the wrong movie.
Yeah, or right after it came out, and Mom rented. She thought this was when The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu was still in theaters. She rented The Day the Earth Stopped. and I think a little while before that, my friends and I had rented Transmorphers, which was a fucking riff on Transformers.
Wow.
But I came home. I think I'd stayed the night over at a friend's house. I'd come home, and Mom had told me, she goes, "Oh, don't watch this movie. It's terrible." I was like, "What'd you rent?" She goes, we put it on later, but she told me, she was like, "Oh, I thought it was the day the Earth stood still." She goes, "I think I made it about 30 minutes." And I was like, "Mom," I looked at the cover and I just started laughing. I was like, "Mom, you thought that this was the day the Earth stood still?" And I was like, "Yo, we're gonna fucking watch this," cause like she didn't finish it, so like we like made her finish watching it. And goddamn, is it bad? Like, it is bad.
You know, I've only
but
had
it's enjoyable. It's like one of the, like, I like shitty movies, dude.
I only watched.
Birdemic, bro.
Or I had to. Birdemic's a great movie. Birdemic's a great movie. You take that back. It's not shitty at all. It's like peak cinema right there.
Oh my god.
But I had that happen to me. Well, actually, I guess it was my grandparents. It happened to them. But they had, because they used to pirate and burn DVDs, like, back when I was a crazy thing. Like, they had piles of burned DVDs, because they would download the shit online, and they would put them on just DVDs, and then, you know, the family would come over, and we always watched movies together on, like, you know, the holidays and shit like that. And so, at one point, when that movie 2012 came out, you know, John Cusack, right? They had downloaded a movie called 2012 as well, but this one was way fucking different. Like, it was about the world ending, because, you know, that's all he.
Just like.
It was like, but it was a religious movie.
Oh shit.
So it was like they had to go. Like, I don't even remember. It was so fucking like low budget. At the end of the movie, I think they go into a fucking temple and like Jesus gets born or some shit. And everything's all right, but I don't even remember the whole movie. I just remember that because I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I've always, you know, nowadays when I search 2012, I know that that's a possibility that might happen. Because I thought that movie would be hard to find again, because maybe it was just like a knockoff that was out there. And you can actually easily just type in, like, you know, 2012 movie, and that's like the only other movie that'll pop up with the name 2012. And I think around, you know, and that just makes me think of another fucking movie I watched. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a decent movie. It was about like some strangers that go and they find this temple, and, you know, they're like fucking tourists, probably Americans, and they start like climbing the temple, and it's like an Aztec temple, and of course, usually whenever you do that shit in real life, you know,
your ass is getting busted, bro.
Yeah, you're getting beat down by the locals. So in this movie, they start climbing up the thing, and then the locals are like throwing rocks and shit or something at them and trying to keep them up on top of the thing and chasing them up there. And they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why are they attacking us?" And other, but of course they're trying to keep them up on the temple instead of getting them down. So like, I think one dude gets injured or something. Like, he fucks up his leg. And he's not getting better for the longest time. I don't know how long they were up there in movie time. But eventually they find out that the fucking vines that surround the temple are like man-eating vines.
And they're like a sacrifice up there?
Well, no, and that if you get infected with it, they keep you up there so you don't. Because they keep the vines back. Yeah. They keep it confined to the temple. So, like, these people are possibly infected with vine spores or seeds or whatever the fuck. Like, the one dude that fucks up his leg,
He's definitely infected.
They end up finding out that because they covered him up with a blanket, so they end up taking the blanket off, and they see like the vines are just like inside his fucking leg and shit like that, and they're going through him. So I forgot how.
What's that called?
I forget what it's called. I've actually accidentally watched it a second time. And I was like, this fucking movie.
I accidentally watched it a second time.
I started it up, and then, you know, I got to the part where they're getting chased up the temple, and I was like, wait a second. I've seen this movie before. It was like 5 years in between me seeing it, so that's why I didn't recognize it. I'll have to look it up. But I think there's actually a part 2, because, slight spoiler though, it's not like a really big one. At the end of the first one of the people, I think, gets away.
But they still have the vine spores.
But they still have like the vine spores. Yeah, and I think there's a second one. I don't know. I could probably easily find it. Type in like something with a Vines Temple movie or some shit.
Vine Temple movie.
Vine Temple movie. Yeah, because they were like, it's not a bad movie. It's just the fact that I think the first time I watched it, I was dissatisfied with how everything was going. Because I was like, this is simple. Just keep them up there, they'll die off, and, you know, And I don't know. They just somehow made more of a movie out of it.
Does your computer have a disk drive?
No. I need to get a what you call it.
An external one.
An external one. Oh, it's called The Vines. It's from 2008. Oh no, The Ruins. My bad. Not The Vines. The predatory vines are the main antagonists in 2008 movie The Ruins, based on the book of the same name. The predatory vines are
talking about fucking adaptations again.
What?
I said there we go, talking about fucking adaptations.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't know it was an adaptation. But it says the predatory vines are a mysterious species of creeping vine originating from Mexico, growing on an isolated temple, but potentially spread further as a result of the depicted events. So I'm guessing the depicted events are is the ending. I swear I saw that there was a second one somewhere. But I'm not sure, and I never watched if there was. So we see The Ruins 2. Is there a Ruins 2? Oh yeah. Wait a second. What? That come out in 2019? The Ruins 2, 299. Based on 2006 drama. There's a Ruins 3 movie.
We have to watch all of those.
I'm honest. Hold on, but then it says there isn't a second one and there isn't a third. What the fuck happened here?
Did they get planned and stuck in development hell?
Hold on. The story begins. I don't need the story, so I don't know if there's actually...
I don't need the story. Just give me the details.
It said reception. The film received mostly negative reviews due to the poor suspense and tension of the film supposed to impact the film. Many critics also applauded the gaping plot holes, but the film did receive fair praise for film gross and interesting storyline concept.
Gaping plot holes.
So I think that's what it was. I was watching it and I was just getting pissed at how stupid this stuff was. Like you do with some horror movies, but I was like, there's so many. I don't understand this shit right now. Okay, but apparently there is a 2. Apparently there's an alternate ending to the first one, which I'm assuming is, I guess maybe she doesn't get away.
Put it up on the big screen.
The fucking it went out. Like a week, I think, right before my accident.
Like, it's dead.
Yeah, like it's still. I turn it on and I can get audio through it, but there's no.
I got one at the house that we don't use.
I was gonna try to fix this one, but because I looked it up that there's like a board or something that goes out on it, but at the same time it's like it's almost 10 years old, so it's probably something else is probably gonna fuck up on it.
Jim.
Yeah, he's dead, Jim. I don't know. It looks like somebody edited the wiki. To where
the wiki.
It says there isn't a second.
Is there a fucking wiki page for fucking
The Ruins?
Ruins wiki.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I guess there isn't a second one.
There was one that was probably planned.
I think it was probably planned, and that's why they put 2 endings on it. The regular and alternate.
All right, we're gonna have this ending just in case we can make another one. And this ending is basically we're fucked.
Yeah, I wish I'd totally pull up a trailer and show it to you. But I don't think that's... I mean, I could turn this screen right here. That's recording shit. But apparently there is no second or third movie. Somebody just added that to the wiki to make it look like there were more. But I think there was supposed to be. But I mean, apparently, if it did such shit, I don't see why they'd make a second and third one. The Room 2 starts me out the book. They got the books, but yeah, they don't have the movie. The Ruins 2. Won't survive the art place recovery. Yeah, there's just 3 books. There's not 3 movies.
3 books, but only 1 movie.
Well, I mean, the first one did pretty fucking bad. Yeah, I mean, I'll pull up the trailer and I'll put it on my main screen and I'll just rotate it. And I think hopefully you got a good enough view here. Can you see that well?
I can see about half the screen.
All right, that works out. That's all you're gonna need.
All right.
You see that good?
Ancient Mayan temple of the beaten path.
1,000 years ago. They're all just staring at him while nobody warns them. They just stare at him. So that ominous music.
No, got his ass
Oh yeah, they
with an
completely
arrow,
fuck him up. Yeah.
boy.
The ruins. Okay, more people got infected than I fucking remember.
Well, I'd watch that.
Yeah, and
I watched a movie called Monster, bro.
Mon's turd.
Monster.
Have you ever
It's
seen?
about a fucking turd, like a sentient evil turd that grows in
Wow.
fucking sewers of this town. And like to make him a like monster, like they just put a trash bag over this dude. It's literally just like a giant like hefty bag that this dude runs around in. It's like, oh.
Have you seen Velocipaster?
Velocipaster's fucking awesome.
I
dude.
remember watching some of it, and I was like, "This is what is this?" It was an interesting movie. That's for sure.
the shit that needs to go into theaters. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gave it like a limited re-release in theaters.
man, I wish there was more like just off the wall funny shit that was like widely available to go to and see in theaters.
I know when we had, because I think it's not up here anymore. Alamo Drafthouse did stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I used to live walking distance from a draft house. I fucking love that place.
Yeah, they'll put on movies like that, and
They used to do Saturday morning cartoons, bro. You'd show up, and you'd bring your cereal or whatnot, and they had like 8 different milks that you could get.
8 different milks.
8 different milks.
God damn.
Dairy and non-dairy, and then they would just show fucking cartoons from like fucking 10:30 to noon. And that was the only time they allowed kids in the theater. And then like after that, it was like no kids.
I think, let's see, I'm trying to look up, because last I knew because I only went to the one that was up here on the north side of town like twice, and I think that one shut down somewhere, I think right before COVID maybe.
The one that was in Houston closed?
Well, we have 2. One's on like South Houston, though, I think.
Because I remember...
Or actually, I just saw one that I think it's in Katy. But I'm not sure. I clicked on the locations for Houston. It doesn't show me where the fuck it's at.
Yeah, they used to show weird shit. There was one downtown. I forgot what the fuck it was called. I went and saw the original. Was it the? I think it's from Sweden. Let the Right One In. Have you ever seen that?
Let the Right One In?
Yeah, it's a vampire movie, but it's really fucking good. The original one.
Oh no, I've never seen that one.
Oh man, I went and saw that. I fucking can't remember what the hell it's called.
Oh yeah, it looks like we only have one in Houston, so I guess it's the one I saw. I don't know why they closed the other one down. It was in a nice spot too. Yeah, and this shit's out in Katy.
Yeah, but they'll show fucking weird stuff.
Yeah, no, that's why it was cool to have one up here.
I forgot. I'm gonna shit myself when I fucking find this theater.
You said you're gonna shit yourself when you find
shit myself.
What? Alamo Draft House?
Because I saw no.
Oh, the other.
It's the other one. Because the theater that I'm talking about where I saw Let the Right One In and something else. I forgot what else I saw there. But they play like all the weird, obscure, like artsy, like foreign films, and they would just show like random B movies.
Let's
I can't remember what the fuck it's called though.
There's a grill called Star Cinema Grill, and that's where I think I think that used to be one of the Alamo Draft Houses. Looks like they've expanded.
Oh, what that?
Yeah, Star Cinema Grill.
Ah, it is in River Oaks. It's the Landmark River Oaks Theater.
That sounds fancy.
All I had to type in was River Oaks Theater. Yeah, it's this spot. Yeah, with the fucking dope ass marquee, man.
Okay, yeah, the one I went to.
You ever see that theater?
No, I can't say I have seen that. The River Oaks.
They only had like 3 or 4 screens, and each theater was only like max capacity, like 30 or 40 people, maybe 50.
That's not bad.
Teeny tiny little theaters, like in the
But yeah, see, I was looking at the one I was talking about, the Star Cinema Theater, and apparently that used to be the Alamo Draft House because it says I last visited 7 years ago.
Oh.
I went 3 times.
Well, that
June
sucks.
26th, July 15th, and July 29th. I remember only seeing 2 movies. I had to go.
I bet nobody went there because they couldn't be on their phones.
Shit, I remember one time we got there like 5 minutes late and we sat down and they told us that we couldn't do that again. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Like,
no, and it's crazy. Like, I remember when I first went to Draft House, Johnny was like, yeah, man, just turn your phone off, like, when you get there. Like, as soon as you, like, walk through the front door, just turn your phone off. It doesn't matter. Just turn your phone off. And don't fucking talk. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, no kids, no phones, no nothing. And I was like, wow. And I was like, and they serve food? And he was like, yeah.
oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
hell yeah.
I was like, well, that's probably going to cause some sort of interference. And it's weird because it doesn't. I was so shocked. But yeah, man, Draft House is the best place to go see movies.
I have to check out Star Cinema Grill. I'm pretty sure it's just like Draft House.
I've been to Star Cinema like once or twice.
Oh, is it
It's
not
basically
as good?
the same concept. I don't know if they're as hardcore about like phones. I can't recall, but
Fuck 'em.
I definitely saw someone get thrown out. I went and saw The Hobbit. I went and saw the first Hobbit and the first Star Trek at Draft House.
Oh, I remember what
Somebody
movies
got
I saw.
thrown out in each of those.
I just remember what all movies I saw at Draft House. Because I was like, I don't remember going 3 times, but yeah, I did. I went and saw, I think, Where the Wild Things Are. I saw the Swiss Army Man.
You got to see Swiss Army Man
Yeah.
at Draft House?
Yeah, it was
Man.
a good movie. And
Oh, I
then-
fucking love that movie. I didn't get to see it till it had like left theaters though.
Oh man, I watched The Green Room
Oh, I love The Green Room.
with Patrick
That's a
Stewart
fan,
in
yeah,
it. He plays that
and
neo-Nazi.
Anton
That
Yelchin.
was fucking.
That
was a good movie.
Fucking crazy movie, dude.
I didn't expect that
Fuck,
shit.
that movie's intense.
I think they told me that it was gonna be like these guys trying to get away from neo-Nazis. I don't remember if they told me that Patrick Stewart was in it, but I remember when I saw him, I was like, what the fuck?
What? Picard, what are you doing here?
Times have been hard on Picard. His mission in the Federation to peacefully unite species. He said, "Fuck that." Went back to live on Earth and became a neo-Nazi. That was a good movie. He was really good in that. I mean, I didn't expect because I was, I'm so used to seeing him play like a good guy or like just a regular like person. Nah, like just seeing
He's
him.
a sinister piece of shit, dude. He's a grotesque human being in that movie.
He
does
is.
such a great job.
He
at
did
it.
such a great job at it, and it
And
wasn't.
he's never that person.
No,
Patrick
that's what I'm
Stewart's
saying.
like always like this shining golden god of a human being. In every role that he is, he's always just like a great person.
Yeah.
And he's such an he's like the total polar opposite of every role.
He just did such a great job being
And
like
damn,
evil
he
and that
is really good at it.
without having to really do anything, but just had all these henchmen to be like, nah, fuck him, get rid of those kids and shit like that.
Like, yeah, he's the fucking master.
You're not gonna get out of here alive and all that when he's talking. It's like, damn, dude, that's cool. But that was a movie that was really worth going to see right there.
I don't think I didn't see that in theaters either. I had to wait for that to come out.
Man, see, you should have gone. Oh, this shit's nasty. I don't want this. I think it's because it's grapefruit flavored. I need to put more beers in the fridge. I just didn't feel like getting up to do it. Well, you want to take those shots? Those shots are probably cold now.
Yeah.
Just gotta be careful.
I did see.
Watch that ladder when you open that freezer. Because somebody decided it was a good idea to put a ladder against an open deep freezer you gotta fucking open. See, this is what happens when you live with women. Don't live with women. They're very inconsiderate of what men have to go through to get to food.
On today's Incel Jordan advice.
Yeah. I'm just kidding about all that, though. It's not like that would really matter.
It is funny because it's like you're totally joking, but your voice and your expression are always just so dry and deadpan.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, I think that's a problem with
like
some
Jordan's
people.
like serious 99% of the time.
I
But
joke
he's really
around.
not.
Exactly. I'll say some shit. People are like, Jesus. And I'm like, I'm just fucking around. Oh, God, calm down.
Jordan, I couldn't tell because you sounded serious.
So, was that sarcasm? No. I think one day I went to go help Kit move. I think it was when I took I helped pick up a mattress that her ex wanted and to take it over to their place. And I remember when we got back, I was about to go to Barney's, and she had something I think that needed to be put together, and I had said something about it. I guess she was like, yeah, I need to put it together, and she was like, unless, and I was like, no.
No.
I knew when I went over there to help her previously.
I can only imagine. Unless, no.
Because I had gone over there.
Immediate, no.
I had gone over there another time, I think, to look at her car when it got messed up, and I ended up helping her dismantle Mackenzie's like old bed thing. I was like, yeah, I'm already over here. Might as well help you out. So I already knew where she was going with the whole putting or taking something apart, and I was just like, no. Got to go to Barney's. But here, cheers. Gold tequila.
Gold tequila.
Fancy glass. Hopefully it's decent tequila.
Mm.
That's I don't know what it's not bad. It's not the worst one. Not the worst gold I've ever had, but it's got an interesting aftertaste.
It's gross.
Yeah. Let's go and say it's gross. It tastes. It's weird because I couldn't figure out if for some reason.
The adjective gross. It's gross.
I thought I was tasting like chocolate at the end, and as I kept going, I was like, or is this just dirt? Is this chocolate or dirt? I can't tell right now. It's got a lingering aftertaste. I can't put my finger on that one.
Oh my God.
Jesus, you all right there?
No.
You want water or something? You're just gonna wash it down with Fat Tire.
Guess I'm washing down with Fat Tire.
Fat Tire, it's a
not
good
bad,
it's a good beer to wash something down with. I don't like.
Actually, I just need to let my fucking mouth and stomach chill for a sec. God damn, that was bad. Fuck.
Does it say what type of
It just says gold.
It just says gold.
100% agave.
Oh fuck.
Gold.
I have to ask my stepmom what that was.
I didn't even see it. Right here.
Oh, the brand?
Yeah.
What's the brand?
Well, I just said it was disgusting and gross. What are we, tequila reviewers now? I don't even fucking drink tequila.
Yeah, I know, but
I know that this is. Well, I mean, I don't think any tequila's good, but this is particularly bad.
Gold tequila's never for some. Not. It's weird because you think it's silver gold. That you can go into
Maybe we weren't supposed to chill it. Maybe we were supposed to just drink it warm.
Probably. Fuck, I don't know. Well, most tequila, they chill, though,
If you're a pussy.
True.
If I'm shooting tequila, it's like...
I've usually done warm
room
tequila.
temperature. Like...
If I'm not at a bar, most of the time my tequila's warm. But, if you go to get tequila at a bar, they pull that shit out of a freezer.
Most of the time, yeah.
So, I usually do, if somebody's just like, you want a shot of tequila? I'll even do well tequila because it tastes... They all taste like... Most of them taste like shit to me.
40%.
At least it was 40%.
I don't even know if...
It's more alcohol than some of those shittier tequilas.
Hey, it's imported by somebody on Little York Road.
Oh, wow. I wonder if they got this from...
It says imported by Purveyors, LLC.
Well, we got that locally imported tequila. Somebody had to specially get, and it still tastes like shit.
And it is produced and bottled.
But you know what? It's just like Samuel Jackson said. It'll get you drunk. You'll be fucking fat bitches in no time. Samuel Jackson didn't actually say that, but Dave Chappelle acting like Samuel Jackson said that. And that's what really matters. It's so funny, after I got into Bill Burr, going back and then looking at those sketches, wait a second. That's Bill Burr.
I remember the first time
Can you stop yelling at me, please?
My coworker Bobby showed me Bill Burr, because I used to go on fucking rants. When I worked in that call center, I'd put people on mute, and I would say some wild, off-the-wall shit. I used to just fucking go in on people. I'd say some wild shit. And my little cubicle mate next to me was laughing his ass off, like, all the time. And he was like, he showed me one day, he was like, you know who Bill Burr is? And I was like, no, who the fuck is that? He's like, you don't know Bill Burr? And he showed me the fucking Philly rant. And I was like, this dude sounds familiar. I was like, what does he look like? And then, like, because it was just audio of the,
Yeah.
I listened to the whole rant, and I was like, dude, I know this dude's voice. And then he showed me, like, a piece of his stand-up that was recorded, and I was like, oh, that's that dude from Chappelle's Show.
Yeah, that's that dude from Chappelle's Show.
And he was like, he was in Chappelle's Show, and I was like, yeah, dude.
You remember
I
you
was
telling
like,
me this?
I was like, he's in the World Series of Dice. He's in the racial draft.
Yeah,
He's that fucking dude that shoots the dog.
Yeah, yeah. So shut that fucking dog
Somebody
up.
shut that fucking dog up. And the dog's just perfect quiet. Huh?
The dog wasn't even fucking barking or doing anything. It was the woman. Oh my god, that was those sketches make me laugh.
Yeah, it was real weird, Your Honor.
What do you say? She
threw her titties in my hand.
she threw her titties in my hand.
My wife's titties.
Oh my god, those sketches are fucking golden. I mean, I wish he still had. I don't even need Chappelle to make more Chappelle Show. I'm happy with his stand-up.
No, I feel like Chappelle's Show did what it needed to do. It served its purpose.
Absolutely.
And everything that he has done stand-up wise since then has only gotten better and better and better.
I'd have to agree on that.
I hope that they leave Chappelle's Show alone, and I'm pretty sure they will.
Well, you know,
like Dave's not dumb.
They got Key and Peele nowadays.
Like not even that. Like Dave knows what he did. Like Dave knows that he made something special.
Oh, he definitely did. I mean, because so many people have tried to kind of mimic that format since
sketch comedy
since he abandoned it on season 3. So I would have to say, like, he definitely made a really huge impact in comedy with his sketches. And it's like
everything that he did.
Sketch comedy wasn't even a new thing, but the way he did it was great. And he had just such great original ideas. And you know, I liked Key and Peele for the first couple of seasons. I think I watched, cause I watched it when they were on YouTube. I never went and looked at the show, but at the same time, it was kind of weird because it was like, it's like, man, this has been done before. But you know, of course it was 2 guys doing a majority instead of 1 guy having, you know, planning, getting to know other people. It was 2 guys doing it, and they made some funny sketches, and I think they still do. I don't even know, but it was just kind of like, this is really Dave Chappelle's format to me. So it was, while it was still enjoyable, it was always weird. It was in the back of my head that, yeah, it's just kind of been done before, the way they're doing it. But I mean, sketch comedy has always existed before Dave Chappelle. He just kind of really brought it to, I think, the masses.
He perfected it, is what he did.
Sure, I could damn near say that.
There's a ton of, I mean, you had like Kids in the Hall, Benny Hill, Monty Python.
Oh yeah, and those are great.
In Living Color. Fuck, there's a few other sketch comedy shows that were pretty big.
And I guess that's the reason too, because like I can watch Chappelle's Show, and I don't feel like he's mimicking those comedy sketches.
No,
But when I watched like Key and Peele, it just made me think of Chappelle's Show, and it felt like they were mimicking that.
He did his own special thing with the format.
Oh yeah.
And the bits and sketches that he had done were unlike anything else that had been done in sketch comedy.
Oh yeah, they were like raunchy, kind of racy.
I remember when I think I had rewatched.
Nothing crazy.
Because I watched so much Chappelle Show that
crazy.
like I forgot the order of the episodes. Like I had just seen them all so many times on like reruns and on DVDs. I had forgot the order, and then I went and rewatched the order, like from episode 1, like a few years ago. And the very first episode is the Clayton Bigsby episode. I was like, damn.
That comes on at the end of the episode, right?
It's like the second sketch.
I remember the first sketch.
It's like the second major sketch.
Where they're doing a car commercial.
There's like the first like mini sketch, and then there's like a big sketch, and then the second like big part of the episode was Clayton Bigsby. I was like, holy fuck, like I do not recall.
It's opening with that one.
I didn't remember that being the first episode at all, and I was like, damn, Dave really came out fucking swinging.
Dave came out swinging for sure.
Like,
but yeah, no, that's because I remember my aunt had both the DVDs for season 1 and 2, and they were like the uncensored versions. And I remember watching these.
As much as I love uncensored comedy, I think that show works incredibly well with the censoring.
It did work.
I think it's funnier whenever most of the swearing and shit is censored. Like, I think that's like another level of Dave's craft that like is just unfathomable. Like, how do you make? Because dirty comedy, like comedy, shouldn't be censored. I don't think.
Right. Yeah.
And so when you work with the confines of having to censor something that's on television, and it's even funnier than it is when it's uncensored, that's fucking mind-boggling, dude.
Yeah, if something works when it's uncensored, you're right.
Sketch. I remember watching the Pop Copy sketch, and it's like, because fuck them, that's why, and it's not censored. And I remember laughing, but like, yo, when that fucking bleep comes on, that shit is just like earth-shatteringly hilarious.
No, yeah, you're right. That when he had a great way of having his comedy be funny even while censored. And then when you hear it, because you'd watch on TV, and of course it'd probably be censored, but you watch like the uncensored
see, when
version.
you watch his stand-up and it's censored, it's like it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it was planned with the intention of being censored.
Right.
So it's like he knew that he was going to be censored to an extent, so he played with it and made it funnier.
But yeah, in the sketches, he would know he was probably going to be censored in some places, so it's easier to kind of deliver that punchline, but plan it as it's going to get censored, rather than you probably do something live or some shit. It's going to get censored to a degree, but you got to see how they're going to market it, push it, what rating they're going to give it, and all that. Which is
even to go back on to the Netflix conversation from earlier, they produced his last 3-4 specials.
3 as far as I know, unless he has a 4th out. In that case, I need to watch it.
No, I guess it's just 3, because there's Equanimity, The Birds, and
I want to say, I don't think I've seen Closer.
You haven't watched The Closer yet? You had to have.
I probably did.
It's the one where he tells the long, it's like a 20-minute, like 30-minute maybe setup, talking about the trans woman that he had met.
Oh yeah.
At one of his shows.
That was a great closer.
Yeah, no,
that was a great closer, and I got him a lot of flack for some reason too. It's like nobody actually watched it.
People are dumb because
nobody. He
people
talked.
Don't listen.
He talked about this being good friends with this person, and how they committed suicide, and explained how he felt and all these things, and it's like nobody listened to that part. Like, they just listened to, he made a joke about trans people, and that's what was so weird about a lot of backlash about that. I was like, well, he explained about how he had a great trans friend, a good relationship with them, they were funny, and the critics drove them to, killing themselves. And nobody paid attention to that last part. And the critics went in on him, and, Dave's a lot tougher than we probably even know. And it was just like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You guys brought up that I talked about trans issues and trans people, but none of you listened to when I said that none of that bothered me. And I had a trans friend who committed suicide because of the industry at large, pretty much. And I was like, that's just, but that shows you how that industry can really be. And I was just completely mind blown by that. Because I don't understand how these people are critics, how these people will report on something without fully investigating, watching, listening, whatever the hell they have to do to get some accurate truth. Because nobody's going to be, it's very hard for most people to be precise with the truth, because it's all about perception as well in the individual person. But when you report on something and you can't even accurately tell what's going on or prove your point, and you get backlash on that. It's like, man, like you really missed the mark on that. And you see that. So I read news articles like every day. Somebody will talk about how this is shit or how this works and it doesn't work right. And then you read a lot of those, and sometimes you just realize that some people aren't doing things right, aren't looking at it the right way. And it's like, all right, I can understand where this person was going, but then they lost me whenever they kind of went off the road there and drove into that fucking ditch that they ended up in. And it's like, they tried, I think. They just didn't pay too much attention to what all they were trying to do.
They tried, I think.
Well, I mean, that's what I could only say, because I could follow it, and I could, okay, this is interesting. And then
I feel like that whole thing kind of goes along with the recent, last 5 to 7 years trend of being mad, upset, and offended for other people.
Things don't even fucking, concern you.
I was talking about that with Steve the other day. We were talking about that whole hoopla with the Redskins changing their name and their logo. And now, currently, I saw an article that I skimmed through the other day that there's a tribe that's trying to sue or petition.
Oh, petition against the change?
To get it to go back to at least having.
I remember that was happening with the Commanders, I think. Because they were, that's the Redskins, yeah. Okay, yeah, my bad. I was thinking for some reason fucking baseball. But then
the Guardians.
Yeah,
Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, my shit was, but yeah, I heard about that.
See, and
because they were
Steve brought that up, and then I was like, I feel like there's a degree of, acceptability. If you have, in the case of the Redskins, if you have, a tribal chief's, face as your logo, and, that's wanting to be honored or something, that's cool. I don't know how many Native Americans are cool with, the Cleveland Indians thing, but what Chief Wahoo, I mean, kind of like that old school stereotypical cartoon representation.
Didn't they have that as their logo at one point a long time ago?
Yeah, the Indians had that for the longest time until they changed their.
Oh, that was you see that's what I was thinking of in my head.
And then they changed
the Indians. I was thinking of the Indian shit.
Then they just changed. They were still the Cleveland Indians, but their logo was just
that
a
cartoony
big red C. Well, yeah, originally it was Chief Wahoo. Was that that characterization?
See, now I gotta look it up because that's why I was thinking of baseball.
And then the Redskins had a real chief, and apparently someone's mad that they changed that because
Chief Wahoo.
They liked the idea of having some sort of representation.
Because it was representation. Yeah. So the Redskins.
Which I'm fucking white, so I don't really have any sort of stake or say in the matter. But I can sort of see where one thing is acceptable and one's not.
Yeah, see, I didn't think the Redskins was a terrible name. Might be insensitive to some people, but the story, because I heard about that story too. The thing that they were saying were like, well, we didn't really have a problem with it. In fact, they gave us some sort of representation, around the United States, because some people don't even know Redskin means Indian, So when people find out that Redskin means Indian, they might have thought it was some derogatory mark, but most Indians are actually fine with that.
That's
that characterization.
I mean, I find it, sort of insensitive, but who am I to say? If
right, exactly. See,
I'm not offended for it, but if Native people, if people that are of the bloodlines of the people that were here first, of the Native Americans, if they're not cool with it, then change it. But if they're cool with it, then it's a weird line to toe.
They should have kept that. They should have sought out the approval of Native American tribes. They probably kept it, because being the Washington football team for 2 years was fucking retarded. And I have to say that might be insensitive to some people too, but it was I don't remember
Yeah,
any
but-
uproar about them being the Redskins.
Steve also brought up the point that college teams haven't changed.
Oh, absolutely not.
He was like,
They got that
everyone
chop and
brought all
shit.
this shit up about the MLB and the NFL, and he was like, look at this. He's like, college teams haven't changed. He was like, Florida State, they're the Seminoles.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, again, to a degree of acceptance, like they've named themselves after like a tribe that existed, the Seminoles.
Yeah.
But
And
they
see-
still have some like dude like running out like wearing a headdress and all that, which that's like another like intricacy of the line to do.
See,
like,
I wonder if at one point, maybe at a point in history, they had like a Native American dude do it, and he was just like fucking happy to do it. But then what if they just kind of lost? They didn't have a Native American, so they just had some white dude run out and do it. What if a black dude did it? Do you think it'd still be bad?
I mean, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
I
probably
don't give
so.
a shit about really any of that. I mean, I
Yeah,
can
me
understand
neither.
where people are coming from.
And that's the thing, you got to pay
But-
attention to it, but you don't really have to have a fucking. I don't care about it either. I
like,
think it's interesting stuff.
If the people who are essentially not necessarily being targeted or parodied or made fun of or mocked, if whoever the majority of people who are offended and mad, if those are the people that
You know what?
are,
I'm just waiting for them to bring back the Negro League.
you think that'll happen?
No, that's not gonna happen. But I think that would be interesting. But because I mean, the way things went, how we like integration went, and how nowadays we seem to be kind of segregating ourselves
Oh yeah.
instead of having the law do it. I could totally see somebody just bringing back the Negro League. For all I know, Black Lives Matter might do it. Shit, if I had
That's
that.
the BLM Negro.
If I had the money they do, because they take all those donations, and one of them actually got in trouble for, doing like the Joel Osteen treatment, taking money and buying big ass house.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And, like that's
That's crazy
it
shit,
sucks.
man.
I mean, it's almost like you said, like Joel Osteen. It's like it preys on people's.
Absolutely, and nobody gets it. Well, I mean, some people probably do, but like the majority of BLM, if I found that shit out, I would. If I was part of that, I would be like, yo, what? I thought I was donating to help, like low income communities or something, but
Raise
I'm paying for this dude's fucking mansion or this woman's man. I don't remember who has it.
just people being shitty though.
Like, I understand running a nonprofit and having to like
Cover overhead.
cover overhead, pay workers and all that, pay for all this other shit, and then you might be spending a lot of time doing it. So I think a person should possibly get paid something like that. But like if you BLM and you're buying a mansion, if you're this religious dude who wants to better people, if you're trying to better people and you next thing you know you got a mansion, I think that's a problem right there. Like if I was running a nonprofit, I definitely get paid for running it, but the majority of that
But
money,
it's a nonprofit, so you can't get paid.
yeah, I know that's the weirdest shit.
But that's what
people
they're
do.
that's what they're set up for. Like
That's what they're set up for. Like I
that's
would,
like it's a willpower that I think I could possess to I don't necessarily to like run a nonprofit, but to like do something and like not have to get paid for it.
yeah,
As
like
long as you're helping like a mass of people, that seems
yeah.
pretty fucking easy.
yeah,
Like it seems easy to have an idea to like help and better people, get a bunch of money to like do that,
mm-hmm.
and not take any of it.
And just getting
Like that
donations.
just seems like a really easy concept.
Donations to run the supply lines, all the overhead. I think that's definitely
And
it's not
overhead-
easy, but
Overhead with that seems to be just any sort of, I guess, building or residence that your operation is occupying.
supplies
and the associated
and such.
costs
Yeah.
with that, and then like advertising. I don't know if I think a non-profit means that nobody's making money, so I would assume that non-profits work off of volunteer work.
I mean, I would usually think that, but I think it's also,
I don't
some
know.
people would want to.
I've never run a non-profit.
Me
So
neither.
I have no idea.
I'm just assuming that people. I know there's a
But
lot of volunteering that goes
I do
into.
understand the idea and the concept of starting something and like getting a community of people to like put money into it and use that money to make it happen, and not putting money into your pocket to,
So it says, in this quick little tidbit here, a nonprofit is an entity designed to better its community by facilitating donations and grants into programs. Nonprofits may receive funding from individuals, corporations, government entities, or other entities. So, I mean, technically, yeah, we already...
Dude, what if we started a nonprofit?
We could totally start a nonprofit.
What if we, like...
I've always actually thought about doing that. Starting something that for donations and then trying to, make sure it gets to the right places in the community. Because I don't understand these really big ones that get too big. And they're all over the place. I imagine it must be hard to actually do enough good in a community to where it matters, to where because you don't want to support a community for an indefinite amount of time. You want to make sure everybody get up on their feet.
You wanna go there.
Yeah.
Drop munitions. Everyone's good, and then get the fuck
make sure everybody gets good. They get the schooling they need.
Supply lines,
they can live. Yeah. They get to go out in society as a better person or whatever the fuck, or whatever's happening there. But you don't want to be spending money in a certain place for an indefinite amount of time, because you're just losing. Shit, you might be mismanaging funds at that point, especially people
you might
don't
be
want.
buying a mansion at
You
that
might
point.
be buying.
You know what? We can just
fuck these people.
we can get a bunch of donations over here, and
Well, it says
not have to actually use a lot.
They may also get revenue from selling branded products, so you can actually, make products, brand them, and then make money off of that. Nonprofit organizations' expenses may include rent or mortgage payments, but of course you'd have to, depending on what you're doing, you'd make a lot more, or have to pay for a lot more things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you paid for trucks to drop off supplies, unless you really had people volunteering,
unless you could put, together a street team or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to have multiple street teams to get this stuff done effectively.
But you'd have to. That doesn't seem hard to do, though.
I don't think it is, and that's why so many people start these things up. But I think it's the mindset that goes into these nonprofits. I think people start them up with the intention to really try to change or help, and depending on how shit goes
they
for them,
get lost in the sauce.
They get lost in the sauce.
Look at all this money. Oh my god.
So I'm pretty sure somebody still has to get paid in that, because I mean, besides you having a bunch of volunteers, you have to have somebody who's willing to actually just work, and so you have a base, a base of people.
Dude, I bet if you founded a nonprofit to help people get off of hard drugs like crack, heroin, and all that shit, and you used people on the streets as your street team.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what that one that comes through selling banana bread does.
Hey man, I buy banana bread from those dudes.
I heard it's not that good. I think I did it once years ago.
It's
addict banana bread.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, but I would love to help them out, but charge me $20 for a loaf of bread.
I mean,
I know then they go and say any donation's helpful, but I was like, look, if I like banana bread, that's one of my favorites.
I love banana bread.
But if you're
and
coming
if it's
up to
done
me
wrong and it sucks, and I'm paying $20 for it, I'm gonna be a little upset.
That's why I'm like,
but I feel like the counterbalance to help addicts kind of works.
It does, but I want some fucking good banana bread for $20. I'll give them $5, if they just want donations. But if you come selling banana bread and then you tell me it's $20,
better be some $20.
Better be some $20 banana bread. That's that's my thought process right there. I would totally go for some good banana bread if somebody just walked up to me on the street and was selling it for a reasonable price. It's like how the lady comes through and selling tamales and shit every now and then, Got tamales and other baked goods. I'm like, can't really go wrong with a tamale. It's pretty simple to make. It just takes time. And if they got the salsa is the kicker though. The salsa is the harder part to make. Like they have to have some bomb salsa most of the time. I love salsa.
I do like salsa, but
So
I also like tamales to be so good that you don't fucking need salsa.
that's true. I have had tamales before that are like, damn.
They are hard to find.
They are hard to find. Because like you can't go wrong with a base tamale, but like if you have like a really flavorful tamale, holy shit.
Oh man, that shit's like barbecue. Like if your shit needs sauce and you didn't fucking do it right, like.
Well, I think that's true, but a part of actually barbecuing is the sauce.
Oh no.
Like if you grill, if you think yeah I'm gonna turn on the grill, like hell yeah, go ahead. But if you're saying I'm gonna barbecue some stuff, you're expecting like some personal sauce slathered, sausage or brisket, or like some ribs or something like that. That's the barbecue part of barbecue, and it's not the grilling part. Sauce is the barbecue part. That's why we have barbecue sauce. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about barbecue sauce. So
yeah, barbecue.
So yeah, but it's in the fucking name. It's not called grill sauce. It's called barbecue sauce. God damn it. People don't know the difference. Like, if somebody tells me they're gonna barbecue and I come over and they're just fucking throwing shit on the grill after seasoning it, I'm like, and it's not even that good of a season. It's not like a rub or anything. If it's a rub, you can call that a barbecue too. But if it's just like you sprinkled some seasoning on it, it's like, shit, you're grilling, but where's the barbecue at? So that's how I distinguish like barbecue. Like you could tell when somebody barbecues something. Because
we need to invite like a whole bunch of like everybody over that thinks that they can like barbecue and grill.
I'd love to do that.
I want to
have our own little personal taste test.
Yeah, I want to see everyone step into the fucking cell games with Jordan over here.
See, the funny thing is, I was gonna make my own barbecue sauce like probably about 5-6 years ago at this point, but I just never got to do it. Because at a point, I just got really busy, like, working 2 jobs, working, over 10.5 hours a day and shit like that. I get home, like, I don't want to fucking make a barbecue sauce. And I completely just keep forgetting about it. So I need to get on that. Because I'm done. Shit, I'll have a throwdown. Fuck. Make me some good barbecue sauce. I'm about to make some compound butter, too. But, I like grilling.
I like
grilling. That's why I got the old smoky outside. You just pull up that top real quick, throw some charcoal in there, and next thing you know, that's all you need. It smokes things up nice, You don't need one of them big ass grills. You just fucking put them on the old smoky. It's in the name too. Barbecue and old smoky. You get barbecue sauce, and you put that shit in the old smoky on your meat. Next thing they got smoked meats that are barbecued. This isn't that hard. But some people just treat it like... I think it's the Northerners. It's the fucking Northerners. Oh, they probably got it. Y'all are used to Sweet Baby Ray's up there or something.
I have a...
But that is good. It's barbecue sauce.
I have this saying where I call anyone that's not born in Texas a Yankee. Like...
It's just fucked up.
Kinda.
I think I could treat most people like that except for maybe like... Well, I have to say, well, no, I was about to throw like Florida in there. They're Southerners. They're just a bit strange. Like I don't know, not too many. Like it's strange.
I know people from like all over the place, and like everyone seems to be pretty cool. It's just
I don't.
It's like there's certain spots in Texas in the South where it's like like shit is the way that it is because people are the way that they are and they refuse to open or change their minds about things or at least see a different perspective.
That's true.
But I feel like that is the case with every single mindset anywhere you go, anywhere in the country.
Absolutely.
There's gonna be a concentrated group of people that are just like that.
I agree, and I've had this talk with several other people before, too.
People, in general, I feel are, like, cool. As much shit as I talk about humans. I feel like humans kind of suck on, like, the mass scale.
I enjoy that people still treat the United States like it's the fucking Civil War era nowadays. those Southerners and racists down there, and it's like, nah,
Yo, I remember
we're cool.
when fucking Scott, I first started talking to Scott. He was like, dude, believe it or not, Southern hospitality is a real fucking thing.
Yeah, you've told me this story multiple times.
I was like, yeah, no way. And he was like, nah, dude, like, fucking for real. And then like everyone, like Delvon, just from fucking New York, and like he told me like, like people down here are like way more fucking cool and chill, no matter what, than they are fucking back up north in New York.
I hate that we get judged because of Ted Cruz. He's from fucking Canada.
I mean, hey man, that's the thing though, is like that's how a representative government works.
It
like,
is.
The people, but the way that our voting system's set up doesn't really allow.
I just can't get past the part that he's from Canada most of the time. And he's talking like he's like a native Texan. That's why I went to Cancun whenever it froze down
That's why I went to Cancun whenever it froze.
He should be used to the cold, man. What the fuck? I don't know how long he was like. I'm pretty sure he was born in Canada. I could probably find. Let me Google this shit.
Yeah, look it up before we start making accusations on something that we're putting on digital wax.
I think I know he's like from Canada. I just don't know. Let's see. Born December 22nd, 1970, Foothills Medical Center, Calgary, Canada. So yeah, he's from Canada. When the fuck did he get here? When did he move to Texas? Did he even move to Texas first, or he was just like not successful?
Teleported to Texas.
What? He teleported to Texas.
Teleported him to Texas.
Let's see. Okay, so he's been down here since 74. So he's born what, in 70, I said. So yeah, 1970. Yeah, so
when he was like 3 or 4.
So yeah, when he was like 3 or 4.
We'll give it to him.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, in 1974, Cruz's father left the family and moved to Texas. Later that year, Cruz's parents reconciled and relocated the family to Houston. Relocated. Alright, I guess I can. He's not a native Texan, but he's close enough. He's still from Canada.
He ain't got that Alamo blood.
Oh boy, what was it? Who was it that said that? Y'all can all go to hell. I'm going to Texas. Was that Davey?
Davey?
It was Davey or David.
Davy Crockett or Daniel Boone.
Yeah, one of them two. Y'all can go to hell. I'm going to Texas.
Pretty sure it was Davy Crockett.
I think it was Davy Crockett too.
You can all go to hell. I'm going to Texas.
Davy Crockett, Texas quote. Ah, fuck, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm pretty sure it was that quote. Yeah, you may all go to hell. I'm going to Texas. Davy Crockett said this angrily after losing his Tennessee bid for the U.S. Congress. It's pretty much what Ted Cruz did, except as a kid. I don't know. Or his dad. His dad might have done that. And he
Yo, was his dad fucking political in
I don't know.
Canada?
See, that's the even better question, because now that would totally make fucking sense. We probably didn't have.
Sounds like Texas. I didn't win. Fuck you. Going home.
Oh shit! Hold on, what the fuck? Rafael Benavino Cruz y Diaz is a Cuban-American evangelical preacher and father of Texas Senator Ted Cruz. What the fuck is going on here? This man was born in Cuba. How the fuck did they get to Canada? I'm so lost. So yeah, Cuban Sam. So he was Cuban from 1939, I guess the present day he kept his citizenship. He was Canadian from 1973 to 2005, and he's been American from 2005 to present. So he renounced his Canadian membership or citizenship. He has membership.
I'm no longer a member of Canada.
He had his membership card. It was like the gym cards. Just threw it in the trash.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a member of Canada anymore.
That's fucking crazy. Well, I guess the whole family got right in the head sooner or later, and they said, fuck it.
They got right in the head sooner or later. It came to Texas. That's
crazy. Because I was thinking his father was Cuban. No,
what's wild, though, is I was talking about this with somebody the other day. Everyone always talks shit about Texas. And it's funny because it's not really Texas. It's the fucking morons that fucking run it. But, even with that, everyone's still fucking moving here.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I see stupid things like, we're going to turn, like, somebody from California, we're going to move over there and turn Texas blue. And it's like, why would you do that?
Like...
Why would you spend all that money and move here if you're just trying to, like... I mean, you're leaving California for a reason. Oh, great. Now somebody's cutting the grass. It's actually kind of picked up on the mics. Oh,
Dude,
well.
let's talk shit about your neighbor cutting the grass.
That might not even be my neighbor. I don't even know. That might be my mom out there. Sometimes she just says fuck it, and then she'll go out
Just starts fucking cutting the grass?
cutting the grass.
Nice. It's the way to do it.
I don't think that is her, because she would have started from the other side, though, I think. It might be my neighbor cutting the grass at 6:51 p.m.
Hey, man, the sun's about to be fully down.
Nope, it's my mom. See, I guess she has no concept of when people do these things either. But she bought that lawnmower, so now she bought the same lawnmower as the first one that broke. Because, see, it just turned off on her.
I was about it.
You heard it, you heard kunk, and it just... I'm watching it on the camera. But yeah, you heard it. Not yet, now she's trying to... I told her not to get that damn green lawnmower. She's like, you gotta go green, cut green. I'm like, that's not really how it works. But fuck it, we can cut it here before she starts getting all over the place, and we can go to Olive Garden or something. If you're hungry.
I'm not really hungry.
Well,
I figured that we'd shoot. How much? What time is it?
I don't know.
What did we get? Like an hour and a half?
Well, hour and 21.
Ooh.
See, I just fucking lost the thing. I said I was gonna lose it, and I don't know where it went. It probably fell on the floor somewhere. The day I'm gonna use it, I fucking lose it.
Well, I mean, I figured. Oh, look, there's some fucking light in here. What do you know?
I had to turn up the light.
Christ.
It's been at 20%. I got
Oh, it was so fucking dark. I was wondering why it was fucking dark.
I just didn't have the light up.
Jesus Christ.
I realized that just now when I went
my
and I tried to
God.
look, and I was like, oh.
You should have eased up a little bit on it.
No, you'll live, maybe.
My eyes.
Oh, here it is. Let's see here. It's good for Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Cheddar's, Scratch Kitchen, Yard House, Bahama Breeze. I don't know what the fuck that last one is. That looks like it says Sames? Maybe they're saying it down here. I don't know. It's the Darden Company shit. It's for anything Darden owns. I don't know who Darden is, but...
We can figure that out. Damn, it's only 7?
Hey, we could always go to Barney's if you want. They got that tournament up there, but I ain't playing in that shit. Gonna lose my $10. I've done it 3 times, and I've lost in the loser's bracket every time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not cut out for this. Even though I've done pretty good. I just ended up going against either Zane. I think the last one I went up against was Catone, but he paid for me to get in. So I was like, dude, just kick me out of here.
Just kick me out.
I was just shooting around. I was like, we're both in the loser's bracket. You paid for both of us. Just go ahead. Fucking win.
Do it.
I wasn't trying to fucking play. Oh, hold on. This e-card. Each time it's done, except we're required by law. Oh, that's some shit. I don't know. It's got one of those things on it, so if you feel like going to one of those, we got $50 to spend on it. Then we can get whatever else fuck we want.
All right. Well.
So I don't know if...
I mean, I'm not really hungry right now.
Does Olive Garden
really
have
bored.
drinks?
I was actually
What?
kind of having fun.
Oh, no, we can keep going. It's just that the lawnmower's going to... I don't even think it's really showing up too much, but...
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, we can take a quick commercial break while I take a piss.
Well, fuck you. Go ahead and take a piss. I'll be here. I'll talk more shit about Ted Cruz, even though I'm like, oh, he's been in Texas since he was like 4.
But he's still Canadian.
He's still Canadian. I mean, it's funny that his dad. I wonder if he renounced his Canadian membership because his dad did. I keep saying membership. Yeah.
That's. I'm never gonna let that down.
I don't think of Canada as a nation. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there while we're on this small commercial break. Are you going?
Jazz is taking a shower.
Oh, yeah, she's probably in there then. Never mind. 3 children, including Ted. So let's see here. Does he have? He renounced his. Ted Cruz renounced his in 2014.
His what? His membership?
His membership. So he had it since birth, but I guess he renounced it. He renounced his membership. Every time since you said that, I didn't even think about it. I still don't trust him. I also think he's related, if somehow not. The what's his
conspiracy Jordans?
Yeah, what's that killer's name? The
the Zodiac
the
killer.
Zodiac killer. The sketch looks too much like him. He has to be related to him. He knows where he is.
He knows where he's at.
Well, fuck. I guess if that was his dad, I just pulled up his Wikipedia page. Oh, well, they got a page or an addendum here on Wikipedia about the Cancun controversy. In February 2021, during a historic winter storm, up to 4.3 million Texas residents were left without power and millions of others lost drinking water, including Cruz and his family. In the middle of the storm, Cruz and his family were spotted on a plane headed to Cancun, Mexico, where they planned to stay at the luxury Ritz-Carlton Hotel and escape their home, which Heidi Cruz called in a text message, freezing. This is in caps, too. Cruz requested that the Houston police escort him and his family through the airport. Cruz left the family poodle Snowflake alone inside the house without heat. Damn, they got all this shit. Reporters saw the dog through the window of the front door of the dark and empty house. Later, a self-identified security guard told a reporter he was caring for the dog. Cruz's political allies and rivals condemned him for leaving Texas during a crisis and traveling internationally during the COVID-19 pandemic. Cruz initially said he was taking his daughters on a week-long vacation from school at their request in an attempt to be a good dad. Later that day, he returned to Texas, allowing his family to stay in Mexico, saying that the vacation was a mistake. Protesters calling for his resignation greeted him in front of his house upon his return. After returning from Cancun, Cruz volunteered in Houston to help with recovery efforts. He said he just needed a little bit of that warm Cancun sun to come back and be like, you know what, I was wrong. I couldn't think straight. My mind was fucking freezing. I don't know. There's something about Ted Cruz. I can't listen to him and be like, yeah, I like this guy. But I don't, I guess at least he's not, I don't know, a Canadian citizen?
Member.
He's a Canadian member? They just hand out memberships up there.
Remember he renounced his membership.
He renounced his membership. He said, I'm tired of going to this gym. He renounced it. Well, I guess that is interesting to learn about Ted Cruz right there. I didn't know he was, he's been in Texas for most of his life. I just felt like he moved here and was just like, yep, I'm Texan. Which kind of did, but at the same time, he was a kid. So he didn't really have a say. Maybe he didn't even know he was from Canada.
I was pretty sentient by the time I was 3 or 4.
Well, we can't say the same of Ted Cruz. I still don't know if he's sentient or not.
I think he's sentient. He's just malicious. I won't say evil. He's not like super evil. He's just like a malicious cunt.
Damn, so it's like he's not even really that Mexican either.
Well, I thought he was
Cuban. Well, you know what? Yeah, well, I always...
Jesus, Jordan. Oh, my fucking God.
I always assumed he was Mexican because of, his name. But I always wondered what Mexican is named Ted. I guess, don't know what Cuban is named Ted. I don't know if that's a popular name over there. Maybe his dad was trying to help him blend in. Because his dad's got a pretty Cuban name.
Actually Ted, or is it Theodore?
Well, fuck. I'm about to find out on that one. I didn't actually look at his full name. Because I was just like, it's Ted Cruz. Let's see. Oh, his name's not even Theodore. It's Raphael. Never mind. I'm over here like he didn't even have a Cuban name, and his name's actually Rafael Edward Cruz. Why doesn't he just run as a Rafael? I guess what like he's.
I feel like there's like a certain play on human psyche when it chooses like whenever.
I mean, it has to be because
a name is chosen like that.
Ted Cruz, really? His dad is also.
What sounds like what's like a more, I guess, like Rafael Cruz or Ted Cruz?
Well, if you're running in Texas, Rafael would probably work out decently for you. Either one would work in Texas, honestly.
Yeah, but like syllabically, like there's what 3 syllables in Rafael.
Technically, yeah, Rafael.
And then like you versus so it's a 4-syllable name.
And you just put
2.
Ted.
Yeah. Because it's not even like it's not Ed, right? It's Rafael Edward.
Yeah.
So, and then like the hard
Red
T
Cruz.
sound.
Call himself Red Cruz.
Ed Cruz.
I mean,
that T in there.
I don't know. If he was Rafael Cruz, I'd be like, okay, you know. But then, you know, he'd probably be like, oh, we gotta put up the border wall, and I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm pretty sure Ted Cruz is for that. You know, I'm pretty sure it goes by Ted because it sounds
authoritative.
Well, probably that.
Like a hard.
He doesn't even look too like. He doesn't really look Cuban. He could blend in with the white people pretty well. And if people just went around calling him, he probably shakes people's hand. Please call me Ted. Meeting everybody in the Senate. Just call me Ted, please.
Ted, please.
Instead of Raphael. Well, Raphael, what are you doing here? Please, call me Ted. I could just see that, you know, I think it's just choosing everything to go over easier with the Texan people.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I just also think it's kind of like...
Ted Cruz looks like he used to turn off Super Nintendo when he was losing. That's all I think of when I see Ted Cruz. Like, he looks like the dude that would, like...
I just think he always looks sad.
Sad?
Like, I mean, looking at some of his pictures, he just... And whenever I hear him talk, he sounds like he's about to cry sometimes. I know he's not. I think it's just his face, his regular expressions. You know, he's got that, we really need your help face, you know, as a politician to try to bait the Texas and American people. We could really use some funds today. You know, we're trying to organize a fundraiser. Trying to run for Senate again or maybe president. If he runs for president, I'm actually going to go vote. Be like, no. Him and Abbott. I'd vote no for both of them. I was tempted by Rick Perry, but he never got that far. Right? That was that? Or was that? Rick Perry was the previous governor. Because they also had one in Florida that had a Rick name or something like that.
And Wheels took over.
Wheels. I still always trip every time I remember where I was at when I found out he was handicapped. And I never watched any of his speeches or anything. I just, you know, had watched or looked at articles and saw what he said and like quotations and all that. And I remember seeing him one day at the podium. I was like, it's like he looks kind of short. And then he turned and wheeled off, and I was like, what the fuck?
He turned and wheeled off.
Well, what else do you call it? He didn't walk.
I really don't like him. Like, Ted Cruz is dumb and malicious. Abbott is evil and malicious.
I can kind of go with that.
I feel like Ted Cruz can at least fucking play ball when necessary.
I think so.
And, like, you can at least, you know, get him to have an open ear. Greg Abbott is just fucking...
Every time I hear Abbott say something, I'm like...
I'll clown Ted Cruz, but I could at least understand a few of the things that I've heard him say.
Yeah.
And, like, he's kind of fucking dumb.
I heard some things from Ted Cruz where I'm like, oh, that actually wasn't that bad.
As, you know, fucked up as it was for him to leave, and, like, you know, Ted Cruz is, like, still a fucking cunt in my eyes. But I would say I at least like and respect him more than Greg Abbott. Like, I think Greg Abbott is just fucking, like, just...
Yeah, I just never seen anybody, like, really, unless you're...
fucking, like...
You have to be, like, around him and be, like, a stout Republican to be, like, just kind of go along with what Greg Abbott says and does. Because that's what I always see.
Texas,
because I'm like I
like Texas from like a legislative standpoint is a fucking endless money pit.
it is. It's weird. It's really weird considering that it's Republican led. It's not supposed to be a money pit. That's supposed to be like a more liberal thing. But
there's so much money for like the people that live here to make, in conjunction and hand in hand with the money for the state to make. Like there's a treasure trove of possibilities that exist for residents and state. As long as it doesn't go too far in one extreme or the other. But, you know, like, think of how much money the state could make for things that it needs to do off of gambling and weed. Tons, billions of dollars.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
Gambling leaves literally like every state that surrounds us has legal gambling. And then like there's shit here in Texas, like, you know, everybody fucking knows about fucking game rooms.
Oh yeah, I mean shit, gas stations have them.
Everyone knows about that shit, and it's like, you know, it works under the umbrella of the law, but like
I mean, they still take some.
If gaming would just be fucking legalized, like the state like could make money off of it. Look how much money Colorado made off of like legalizing weed. Look how much money Louisiana makes off of having gambling. Look how much money leaves the state of Texas. Like
I usually think the same things, but I read a report that says something otherwise about where the money goes. Because you can talk about how
this is theory. This is definitely theory because we all know that the money's not going to go anywhere like into any sort of like
it's like
betterment of society.
Because they always talk about, you know, legalize this and you make more money off it. But then they never talk too much about, hey, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we made this much money. But then now see where the money goes when you talk about, okay, if we make this legal, we can make this and then spend it on this. And then people, that's a great idea.
That all depends on how, you know, local, city, state government is run.
Yeah.
Texas does need an improvement, an overhaul.
It definitely does.
But the framework that is here that exists in the state clearly works well enough for people to move from all over the country. Despite talking shit about Texas, like everyone around the country is moving here. Like
it is. It is true. This is goddamn true. Every time I meet somebody.
And the thing is like everyone that's moving here is coming from spots. Well, not everyone, but like, you know,
the majority.
Austin was like the liberal fucking haven of Texas. But the way that voting and shit works, you know, the middle thinking and easy side of each spectrum thinkers don't really have a say. And that's with pretty much everything everywhere.
Yeah.
But as the liberal haven of Texas that Austin was, like, the cost of living has been driven up, the soul of the city's been driven out, and if you have a bunch of people coming over that think of, like, one extreme way, then shit's just gonna, like, go haywire.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I haven't been to Austin in so long to
But it's
say
like
what it's
not
like,
just like that. It's like, you know, like Houston's expanded a lot. Like,
oh yeah.
It's like every major city in Texas has been like under constant construction the last like 15, 20 years.
Because there's so much of an influx of people. This shit wasn't planned for, man. We didn't expect people to start leaving these other states and not just states, but, you know, influx in other countries coming here as well. Because they keep hearing about it.
And the population growth that is just like here.
Yeah, and the population growth from us, and you got people across the border. I mean, shit. You been to Home Depot lately?
Jesus fucking Christ.
There's a lot of Mexicans there, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But it's seriously, like, with all this influx of people, it just wasn't planned for, so we're just constantly fucking like building something, and we get halfway through and like, no, well, we got way more people now. Let's go ahead and, you know, redo this.
I feel like that falls into funds allocation, though. I feel like
It's city planning, yeah.
yeah, if you know, like, if you can see that your city's growing at a certain rate, you should know that within a certain, like, number of years, that's gonna be, at least, 2 to 3 times. Like,
Yeah, and that's
this
what
day and age.
I think that's
Maybe
what they're
back
doing.
in, like, fucking, cattle wrestling days, not so much.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely since, like, the year fucking, 2010, like, you should be able to see, like, just how fast and exponentially anything in a city is
And I think
going to have the potential to grow.
what I've seen though lately from a lot of DOT projects going on around here is that's what they are taking into account right now, because they're planning. But it takes, by the time they get something open, it's like 7 years later after they started it. So it's like, oh yeah, we planned for this, and then by the time it finally opens, we're there at that point, and now it's like we got to reevaluate it again.
Like, oh shit. Well, time to start planning for the next expansion.
Yeah, fucking the 1900s. I mean, do
you think if like, let's say you have, I guess just for semantics,
the old
you
shits
have
and giggles?
a 2-lane road going from, like, one way each side. Let's say you start expanding to make it a 4-lane road, and that takes 6 years. But within 6 years, you're going to need 3 lanes. To build the 3 lanes on each side from the beginning, it takes, like, 9 years? So there's, like, a 3-year, like, I guess, overlap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say it takes you, like, maybe, like, just because you're doing it in bulk, like, let's say it takes, like, half the time. Like, let's say it takes, 6 years to build the 2 lanes on each side. And it would take, we'll say 8, 7.5, 8,
Mm-hmm.
to go ahead and make that 4. And if you need the extra 2, and it takes 6 years to build those outer 2, like, damn, I have nothing to, like, draw some sort of, like, diagram.
There's a piece of paper on the floor right next to you, actually.
I had, like, a roll of paper and some pens in my car, but I forgot
But
them.
there's also, I think, paper somewhere up over it. Shit, you want a piece of paper? I had, like, a fucking couple of
Well,
sheets.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, if it takes a little bit, like, if your projected time to finish the extra lanes is 6 years, and within, like, by the time you finish those, you know that you're going to need more lanes on the outside, like, of those. If you...
Here, draw to your heart's content. You really wanted that paper. You, like, explained it, like, twice. I need paper right now.
Well, I can't, like...
You need a pen?
I'm terrible at explaining things. Yeah, I do need a pen. Uh-oh, is this the fucking bolt action pen?
Yeah. I lost the fucking, the shifter one. I don't know where it went. It was just gone one day, and I haven't seen it since. It's been gone for like a year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I thought it fell out in my truck somewhere, but I didn't see it in there, so maybe it's somewhere laying around a house, got kicked under something, but I haven't seen it in a while, because I used to have that thing on me all the time. And I had the case for it in the truck, but it wasn't in the case. I probably should have got that case out the truck. That was an expensive fucking case
So
for
this
that
is like
thing.
your initial road, right?
Okay, I see.
Let's say the
Some road expansion.
well, this is just like a.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find that video of that bridge while you do that. It was.
It's gonna take, like, let's say it takes 6 years to build this, right?
Another 2 lanes?
To go from a 2-lane to a 4-lane.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
say it takes 6 years to do that. By the time you finish this and it gets opened, you're like, oh, it's time to start planning for the next one. And it takes, like, another, 6 years to build those 2 lanes on the outside. If you went ahead and initially, at this point, when you saw that you needed road expansion, if you planned for the
Right.
third step, do you think that that would be some sort of, like, time or cost-saving measure?
I would say it would.
We should go investigate city planners.
Gotta do our own expose on what's taking so fucking long.
What is stopping us from like just fully fucking around and doing like what if we just wanted to like invest, like quote unquote investigate or like, interview people?
Fuck,
like,
nothing's stopping us. Yeah, we could totally do that.
We're gonna be ignorant as fuck with it. Yo, shut up, cat.
Yeah, here the cats out there fucking. I hate cats so much.
I don't hate them.
I do. Oh man, I want to find
because they're conniving little cunts. Most.
In this.
I've had a couple of cats that I really enjoyed having before they died.
Where the fuck is? Oh, you know what?
I didn't like dogs either. I think dogs are fucking dumb most of the time.
Most of them are.
And then you meet like one of like the really smart ones, and you're like, man, why can't all dogs?
Like border collies, right? Aren't they supposed to be really small? Oh, smart. It's because I'm over here reading this shit, looking for that video. Cause
yeah, border collies are pretty intelligent. The few that I've done were really smart and nice. Australian cattle dogs are fucking intelligent, like they're fucking smart as hell.
Damn it! Why is it so hard to find this bridge?
Dachshunds are smart and they're fucking cunts.
Are they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to say I know the name of this bridge now, but I need to find the video.
What bridge?
I think it was the Kenzua Bridge.
What are you looking up?
I want to find this video because it's for a hilarious part in the bridge to me, but I don't remember. You can go through your history. I found out the other like a month ago that there's actually, because I never actually searched through my history like far. So on YouTube, there's a search bar.
Oh, yeah.
the find in your history, like what you're looking for. So when I was looking for something from like a long ass time ago, I was like, oh, this fucking works. Let me see here. Oh, I found it. Yeah, you go take your piss. Oh, it was the Kenzua Bridge too. Alright. So while he's gone, what makes me laugh at this, and I'll explain this when he gets back in, is that it says the title of the fucking video is How the Eighth Wonder of the World Failed Due to an Engineering Oversight. And when you watch this video, it's not really the fact that there's an engineering oversight. It's the fact that a 1 in 100 year chance happened, and a tornado went through an area where tornadoes don't happen. So a tornado took out this fucking bridge, and people are like, yeah, it's an engineering oversight. That bridge couldn't stand up to a tornado. Well, it was an engineering oversight. It was the fact that a fucking tornado occurred where tornadoes don't happen, and it knocked over 100-year-old bridge down. So you have a over 100-year-old bridge and a once in 100-year thing happening here. I'd say the bridge was pretty successful in what it was supposed to. All it was a fucking bridge. And they say so. There's a fact about this bridge was that this bridge was built in 90 days by 120 men, and it lasted 100 years, till a tornado going over 100 miles an hour destroyed it with 0 victims. And it's like that's not a failure. It's probably one of the best bridges ever made. We can't make bridges in 90 days anymore. Shit, you try to make a bridge in 90 days, they'll tell you you're gonna get permits and all this for over fucking might take 10 years. All right, so I found a video. Let your back in here. And I'll try to put it over here. But the funniest thing about this video is that, like I just explained, it was an over 100-year-old bridge. And what happened was that there was a 1 in 100-year catastrophe where a tornado went through this area and knocked this bridge over.
Oh, shit.
And the title here is How the Eighth Wonder of the World Failed Due to an Engineering Oversight. And I was like, before I watched the video, I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then the first red flag is at the beginning of the video. I'm like, wait, hold on. Well, who is this talking? And then later on, they explain how, like, it was a tornado that happened over 100 miles per hour, and it took out this 100-year-old bridge. And I was like, well, I mean, I think it lasts for 100 years. That's pretty successful to me, and because tornadoes don't naturally occur in that area usually. I mean, it was like, all right, we're gonna build this bridge. And when you build a bridge nowadays, you don't expect it to last for 100 years. But if it does, and you're like, well, nothing's gonna happen to it where it's at. You don't expect a tornado that shouldn't be happening in that part of the country to knock it out. But all right, so pay attention. Oh, you might not be able to see it though. Let me see. I'm gonna turn it up so
I
it gets.
see the whole video. It's only obstructed by the
Pennsylvania, USA, and a famous bridge that fell from grace.
This is a massive
Oh, I guess pause recording so we don't get busted for fucking DMCA.
I don't think you can get a takedown on this one. I don't know.
It can hear the audio.
Yeah, but it'll be all right. Maybe. I think you got 2 different licenses you can put under YouTube, but I think we should be fine because I don't know. But anyway.
I think we're allowed like 30 seconds.
Well, we're at 16 now, sir. 30 seconds is what I was about to show you, but now I paused it.
Well, the video's paused, so we're still only at 16 seconds of audio.
All right, well, fuck. Here, just pay attention. And it's going to show up in a second, so you seriously paused it. We'll have me pause it right when this is about to show up.
Well, look at that lady's face.
Because, yeah, right.
This is spot to pause it out.
So this is the first red flag I got on this video, and I don't know what it's going to pop up showing who she is and what she does in a second.
All right.
So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Hopefully you can.
I'll maneuver my
No one got hurt.
If a train was going over,
Fuck, it's supposed to show what she does.
What was once considered the 8th wonder of the world is now a relic of engineering oversight.
These fucking...
In 1882,
These drums in here, I don't know where they got these tribal drums going on. Okay, they're about to show it.
tallest railroad bridge in the world.
At the time, this was pretty much the 8th wonder of the world. It was such an
A
unbelievable
neuroscientist.
achievement.
Can you tell me what the fuck a neuroscientist is doing talking about engineering problems? That's what I noticed the first second I saw this video. The first person they have talking about it shows up, their name, and then it shows neuroscientist. They don't do that ever else in the video. Everybody else is an engineer. Why the fuck
Maybe she was just explaining what the bridge was.
Why would an engineer just do that?
I don't know, because they'd fucking over-explain it because they're a fucking engineer.
Look, I want to understand why this 100-year-old bridge failed due to an engineering oversight.
Well, I guess.
And a neuroscientist isn't going to do that.
I guess just so she has some sort of label of credibility, they were like, oh, she's a neuroscientist.
She's smart.
She's a neuroscientist, but she can she can just tell everybody what the bridge was for, what the bridge did, and then we'll get these guys.
I could tell you what the bridge is for and what the bridge. Why the fuck did you hire a neuroscientist?
Apply for it, Jordan. Apply to be on.
Right. I'm the local town drunk, but I could explain how this bridge fell apart. It didn't last.
It didn't last.
When I saw that, just the neuroscientist pop up.
That is pretty funny, though, to have
the first person to talk about it too.
I guess she's setting up what it's about, right?
Technically, yes, but.
And then the engineers are like, yeah, here's why it failed.
Yeah, this is what the bridge was, but I don't think she even explains much about the bridge.
That is funny, just to I don't know, I guess.
Hold on. So we'll listen to her part, which is, I think, just it's not even that long. So
they just gather a bunch of people that know about this shit, and
they gather.
Hey, we're doing this piece on the bridge. You guys know anybody
that knows about?
You guys know about this? You
bridge?
guys know anybody that knows about this?
Can you explain the engineering oversight? Yeah, I'm a neuroscientist. Okay, you're on. Doesn't know shit about she knows about the bridge, but not construction.
Tallest railroad bridge in the world.
So let's see what she says.
At the time, this was pretty much the 8th wonder of the world. It was such an unbelievable achievement. Even with today's technology, this would be a challenge, let alone back in the 1800s. So to actually achieve a viaduct over that size gap was incredible.
Building a bridge of this size
And that's all she fucking does.
would have taken.
Say next dude.
And then a physicist?
He's a physicist. He can explain the, gravitational pull and shit and everything about the tornado. Probably it fucking hit it, but And it's still like a stretch. Why wouldn't you just still pull the engineer out, like right off the bat? But she didn't even say anything about the bridge, really. Like she was just like, it's pretty cool that this bridge was here and went over this viaduct, and it's just, it wouldn't happen nowadays. We can't make bridges.
Is that her only like part?
That's her, as far as I remember, that's her only part in the thing. She might have something else, but I think, let's see. Yeah, that's her only part. She's there for no fucking reason.
Well, then that's kind of
That's why I said, like, if you watch the whole video, it's like, okay, you're gonna learn about this bridge, and the first person they bring out isn't even qualified to talk about the structural integrity of the bridge.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're like the lead off is like just letting everyone know what it is, and then like they break out the physicist, who's like, oh.
He explains the forces on the bridge, but still.
And then you have the engineer guys come in, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, and then they do
here's
the walkthrough.
why shit got fucked up.
Yeah, they talk about, the pieces on the bridge that failed and everything, but it's like, I just can't get over the fact that...
I guess because the guys that are going in depth get, their engineering labels, and they're like, well, what are these other two?
All she told us was that it was a fucking bridge. I can see that. I can see it was a... I don't need somebody to tell me it was a bridge.
I mean, I guess, like I said, there was like a mass memo, and they were like, hey, you or anyone that you know, maybe she was in the anyone that you know. Somebody's like, hey, remember that bridge that you told me about? Like, you know something about that, right?
And there's not even, like, if you go through the comments, they actually get more informative than her, because they're like, oh, I remember going to this bridge when I was a kid, and it was like this and that. And it's like, see, now that would be interesting. You had somebody who talks about, actually going to see the bridge, riding across it or some shit, but no, you just have somebody telling you.
The town didn't get the mass memo. They were like, hey,
we're going to have people talking about this bridge that used to be here.
Anybody in this town?
Anybody want to go talk about the bridge?
Ride this train?
But yeah, the video makes me laugh just because
it's a pretty odd inclusion to.
Hey, see, the second comment. I was a mechanical engineer, and I have to say that this bridge was a huge success that have stood for over 100 years. I salute the engineers that designed and built it. That's more informative than what she said. I'm a neuroscientist, and this bridge was pretty big, and, it lasted a long time. It's like, okay. Even the other comments that talk about how...
Does anyone else mention the neuroscientist aspect?
I think I scrolled through this when I saw that once, because whenever I saw that pop up, I paused the video. I remember pausing the video, and I was like, wait a second.
Do any of... check that channel's video. See
if the same person just keeps popping. Maybe it's a fucking inside gas.
See if they just found some neuroscientist that knows, like, a little bit about a lot.
I'm trying to... Oh, I like how one of the experts they brought on to talk about a historical/engineering related topic was a neuroscientist. See? I'm not the only fucking one. It was so weird. It was like, it just didn't... It was like, what? But luckily somebody else caught that, because I thought I was...
That is a pretty, odd expert to bring in.
There's a good comment right here. I don't like how this video kind of blames the original engineer because he didn't think 100 years in the future... And the bridge only lasted 100 years and not more. Give the dude some credit. It stood for 100 years, not 20. Another one. This was not a failure. Bridge lasted over 100 years while collapsing, and it took a tornado to bring it down. Awesome work. I mean, it was built in 90 days by 120 people. That doesn't happen anymore.
And it stood for 100 years?
Still for 100 years.
Pretty intense.
It is.
It's great.
120 men built it in 90 days, and it stood for 110 years until a tornado hit it.
It's good work.
Yeah. 110-year-old bridge. Like, I mean, if I built a bridge down here, I might expect some, like, maybe a small tornado. We don't really get many, but you're going to be worried more about hurricanes and the water and all that. But I think that comment was the only one that notices that a neuroscientist was the first person to talk about a bridge. Nobody else. Everybody else seems...
Maybe, like... They had to have had some sort of, like... mass memo just go out to a bunch of different spots. They're like, hey...
Got anybody who wants to talk about this bridge?
You or anyone know about this bridge?
Yeah, nobody.
I don't see how... any other way a neuroscientist would get into that.
Well, I found another comment finally. I'm really glad a neuroscientist is telling me about an iron girder bridge. It just doesn't make sense, Eric. You tried to make it make sense multiple times. And even those are all comedic attempts at making it make sense. I mean, it kind of was like, yeah, maybe they just put out a fucking, hey, somebody want to talk about this bridge.
There's no other way.
It's like they didn't even read the Wikipedia page. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they asked her, and maybe she said she knew about the bridge, and then afterwards they were like, so what do you do?
I'm a neuroscientist.
Oh, okay, yeah, we could put that in there, nice. I mean, because
like she had like a whole 3-hour explanation, but she's a neuroscientist who just knows about the bridge, so they just put that in there.
Yeah, because her part is really just on the intro.
Yeah, it's
stuck down to maybe like a 20 seconds in between those two pieces that you saw.
That's pretty funny.
Then the next part from a minute to...
And she doesn't appear
3
ever
minutes.
again.
No, the next 2 minutes are this dude right here.
And then they go to the engineering
explanations,
guys.
and then they talk about the tornado and showing the bridge, and some of the other people that knew about it, lived nearby, worked on it.
Did they talk to a meteorologist?
No. Well, maybe that's what this dude fucking does. I don't know. Cause they got this guy that comes in.
Was on the restoration team.
Oh, so he was actually working on the bridge before it failed. So even he has better things to say. And then they go into the difference, why they used iron versus steel, and talk about the tensile strength of it separating and all that, and why the tornado was able to knock it down. But of course, back then they had iron; they didn't really have as much steel. Yeah, it's. Luckily, it's only like a 7-minute video, because if I would have been if they would have brought back the neuroscientist, I would have been really confused as to what the fuck was going on. Maybe they recorded it, found out that she didn't actually know anything about the bridge later on. They were like, well, we already got her in here. Might as well put her at the beginning. Because everybody else just talks about what the bridge is made out of, the tornado that hit it, and the structural forces that be.
What if she had some in-depth analysis about the dude that built it?
Shit, somebody in the comments talked about it. What they didn't mention was that this guy built it, and it was so it's still left that out. Let me see. Let me go back. It was with the tribal drums too.
For this construction calamity.
It's like
For this construction calamity.
It's like we're not talking about the wilds of the Serengeti right here. Let's see here. I think somebody said something about the original designer. I don't remember where the comment was though. Oh, the video didn't mention that the bridge was designed by the engineer Octave Chanute, and I didn't see it mentioned in the comments either. He was certainly the greatest railroad engineer of his age. His Wikipedia page is worth a read if you're interested in engineering or aviation. Unfortunately, it doesn't list all the stuff he designed that's still in use today. It's a very long list. So apparently, the guy who made it was apparently a genius. So that's probably why it stood for so long, even with, something older than what we would use today. I mean, an iron bridge, definitely. I couldn't say definitely. Let me pull out my neuroscientist hat. Act like I know what I'm talking about. But, we wouldn't use iron to build a bridge first off. We'd probably use steel or some other alloy. But still, you putting a bridge together with iron and lasting 110 years, it's fucking cool to me. And the image of all the parts that fell down, all the parts they didn't get to on the renovating part, or else it would still be standing today. Oh, they actually made an observation platform on the part still standing, so you could look over the ruin.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's a long bridge though. It's not a small bridge. It's a pretty fucking massive bridge, I'd say. I don't know if there's a picture for it. What I can do is Google the Kinzua Bridge. Let's see if I can get a picture of the whole thing. Is that the whole? That might be the whole bridge from back in its heyday. Let's see, it spanned Kinzua Creek in McKean County in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania. It was 301 feet tall and 2,052 feet long. And it went down in 2003. Billed as the eighth wonder of the world, even though we know that's the Astrodome. You know. The wrought iron original 1882 structure held the record for the tallest railroad bridge in the world for over 2 years. In 1900, the bridge was dismantled and simultaneously rebuilt out of steel. So they did build it out of steel, but I guess some portions of it were still iron. It stayed in commercial service until 1959. It was sold to a salvage company. In 1963, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania purchased the bridge as a centerpiece of a state park. That'd be pretty cool, going to a park and seeing
Dude, if that was a fucking state park
You'd
thing,
see a 301 foot tall bridge. I mean, that's a tall bridge. Restoration of the bridge began in 2002. Oh, but it was struck by a tornado the next year. Oh, that sucks. Corroded anchor bolts holding the bridge to its foundations failed, contributing to the collapse. So it was the fourth tallest in the world in the United States. Let's see. The ruins of the Kinsua Bridge are in Kinsua Bridge State Park off U.S. Route 6 near the borough of Mount Jewett, Pennsylvania. That's pretty cool. It was named for Kinsua Seneca for fish on a spear. Fish on a Spear Park. Damn, but they built that shit pretty quick though, still. When built, the bridge was larger than any ever attempted and over twice as large as the largest similar structure at the time. The Portage Bridge over the Genesee River in western New York. Damn, over twice as large. The first bridge was built by a crew of 40 in just 94 days. God damn. The reason for the short construction time was that scaffolding was not used in the bridge's construction. Instead, a gin pole was used to build the first tower. Then a traveling crane was built atop it and used in building the second tower. The process was then repeated across all 20 towers. That's pretty impressive. Like, god damn. Reconstruction. How long did it take to reconstruct it? Done. And started 80% sand. So let's see. By the start of the 20th century, locomotives were almost 85% heavier, and the iron bridge could no longer safely carry trains. The last traffic crossed the old bridge on May 14th, 1900, and the removal of the old iron began on May 24th. Let's see here. The new bridge was designed by C.R. Graham, was built by the Elmira Bridge Company. Construction began on May 26th, starting from both ends of the old bridge. A crew of 100 to 150 worked 10-hour days for almost 4 months. That's still pretty quick, though. I mean, trying to rebuild it, and it took 4 months to completely almost renovate it. Man, fucking... Imagine driving a train across that thing and it just falls apart. Well, I heard they completed the renovation. Oh my god!
Yeah. You see a piece just like fucking fall out.
Oh, it's just, the fucking scariest part probably went from the steel, if you can even hear it over the train. Then you just hear everything chink, 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 chink falling one by one. Oh, fuck that. That's it. I wonder how many people have fallen from trains and lived like that. You know, like 300, 1 foot drop, I said? I don't think...
Probably none. I don't think anybody would survive that.
You don't know that? No, but you're probably right. I don't think too many people would survive that drop. I wonder if there's a statistic. How many people fall from trains a year? Oh, shit. See, I think everything I said about the bridge is more informative than a neuroscientist. But I actually had Wikipedia up reading from it.
You pulled up the wiki page, so...
She could have done that. I would hate to go and talk about something and not know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. No, not killed by trains.
What if they did that? What if they just did like a call for people to like had like degrees or something? They're like, hey, we need people with degrees to come talk on this show. And they're like, hey, you're doing this episode about this bridge. I don't know just fucking jack shit about that guy.
And then they just turned on the cameras. Yeah, you had to be like, well, this train. Yeah, it's well, I was trying to see if how many people fall off trains. Oh wait, how many people fall off trains? But I think it's just showing me railroad deaths, and that's nearly 1,000. It looks like. But more than 80% of crossings lack adequate warning devices such as lights and gates, and I think we have all of that around here. I think if you have a railroad crossing and you don't put down warnings and gates, you're an evil person. Nobody wants to get hit by a train. As far as, well, I can't say that. I'm sure somebody's wanted to go out by train.
There's been people that have been jumped in front of them, so some people want to be hit by trains.
Some people do. Some people get, they fall on the tracks and shit. I don't think I'd want to go like that.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, nobody wants.
Then the conductor or whoever's like,
Right, that's on his conscience.
Like then you're just fucking.
Unless it's just like they fall last second. He's just like, well, I can't do shit about it.
Well, even then.
Because
they're gonna be fucked up in the head.
Oh, probably so.
Fucking ran someone over with their fucking train.
I once watched a video. I don't remember if it was real or not. I think somebody said it might have been training. Some people said it was like a training video, because they're like, oh, that has to be fake. That's not real. But actually, no. I think I'm thinking of two separate videos. There was a video of somebody operating in one of those trams, and cars would just like drive in front of it, and they just fucking truck them and keep going. Because you're not supposed to get in front of one of those little street trams, like the metro and shit like that.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of like, bam, and hit them, especially when they turn last second. I don't remember if that video was real or fake, but people arguing about it, and I was just like, I don't care. It's funny enough. Because it's either it was a fake training video, and it's like, well, I couldn't do much in that situation, or you could tell it was like a person that was just like, this shit happens all the time. People just turn into me trying to beat the tram, and you just like knock them out the way. Not, they're not going at like a seriously fast speed. So it's more like they hit it and just push the car or whatever out the way. But this woman was definitely tired of that shit. She looked like she'd been doing it a minute, so I don't think it was a fake video, but I'm not sure. All I know is that she would hit those cars and just keep going. Hell, I could probably find that video. Tram hits cars. That's probably going to pull up a lot of different videos. In fact, pulling that up on, God damn it. I Googled it instead of YouTubed it. Pulling that up is... Oh, you know what? Oh, no, that dude got hit by an actual fucking tram. Never mind. That's not what I was looking for. Texting tram driver causes derailment. Man, a lot more people get in the way of trams than I thought. Like, this is crazy. I like how YouTube's like, here's some recommended videos for you while I'm looking at shit. And it's like breaking into people's houses in VR. Didn't know that was a VR game.
What? Was it Thief Simulator?
I guess it's technically a Thief Simulator. Oh. I think I found it. I'm going to play it without the audio because I don't know if it's got like crash audio in it. But I think this was the video. As you can see, she just fucking hits people.
I mean, it can't stop on a dime.
Oh, yes. Okay, so it's other people that were in that video, too. Yeah.
Oh, he's trying it.
Yeah, he hit the side. You can see it in the mirror on the video. I'm glad we don't live in a like in the city where this shit happens like that right there. Like, is that even, can you do that? I guess maybe.
Pay attention, like when that motherfucking shit's coming.
Like that, yeah, that kid right there.
Oh boy, did he get hit?
I think he got tapped on the side probably. He was on the rail. You can't see it on the camera, but he was on the rail whenever it hit him, so I'm pretty sure he got hit. This fucking... I don't see how you don't see these things. But then again, I've known drivers, like the 18-wheeler that hit me, did they just fucking take a turn? They just take a turn from some place you probably either should be looking or not turning from. Which it looked like that dude right there had the ability to turn left, but he just didn't pay attention to tram.
Ooh, yo, that dude almost got creamed.
Yeah, he almost got crushed. That dude too. I don't understand. Like, there's a one from the other way too. Like, what the fuck are these people doing? These are like different levels of Frogger right here. But I like how most of the tram drivers are just like chill about it. They're like, people are just fucking stupid.
I knew it was gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, look, car crossing, trucked them. They actually have good braking speed. I think it's just that for some reason, people just cross last minute in front of these things. But I'm not a tram rider or driver, so I don't know. I'm just I can't even say driver right now until I get another fucking vehicle. People just can't drive.
Most of them, though. I don't know if it's more so a driving thing so much as it is an awareness thing and a paying attention to your surroundings.
Hell, awareness is a part of driving, though. You can't drive without being
I figure
aware.
that people that do that on the road kind of just do that in their everyday life.
They're not aware of things
Yeah,
going on
not
around.
aware of
They're
it.
probably not. They're probably those fucking oblivious people. I hope they all wake up in Skyrim.
Oh.
They just get hit by a tram, next thing you know, hey, you're finally awake. That'd be an interesting way society works right there. Say, especially if they're at fault. Cops show up, well, who's at fault? That unconscious fuck over there. Alright, you know what to do, boys. Put him in a wheelbarrow.
Put him in Skyrim.
Yep. Put him on the wagon. Hopefully he's gonna wake up being attacked by a fucking dragon.
Oh, you're awake.
That meme is like ever living. It's never gonna die. Not until they come out with a Skyrim successor. And they'd probably still fucking do that.
Oh, you're awake.
I'm surprised they didn't do that in like a Starfield. They kind of did it in Starfield, but not like that. Because you touch an artifact, and then next thing you know, it's like somebody...
You're in space.
Well, no, a little bit later on, somebody comes like, oh, you've touched it, you've seen it. Like, it's pretty much like, oh, it's that you're finally awake thing, but instead, like, oh, you've seen the vision. You can come with me, and shit like that.
You can come with me.
Skyrim, good old Skyrim. And Bethesda, I gotta say, mainly Bethesda. I like their games to a point. Starfield's alright. It's gotten kind of boring already. That and there's a bug where I was trying to become a ranger. They're like the Texans of space. And it's so cool. And I was like, I want to be a ranger.
A space ranger?
Yeah.
Like Buzz Lightyear?
Well, they wear like Western Southern outfits.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I was like, and they give you a
Cowboy
revolver
hats.
when you join.
They give you a revolver?
Yeah, it's badass. It's got like a fucking 6-7 inch barrel almost.
A space ranger.
Yeah, and I was trying to do the missions to like become, the high ranking ones. But then I ran into a bug where I can't progress the storyline for that. So I'm like, what the fuck? I really wanted to do that.
Won't wait a couple months till I patch it.
Hopefully. Well, shit, I started playing it a month after it came out. And people were talking about how they've been having it since the game came out. So you would think it's a major quest line. You would have that kind of patch within a month.
Bethesda.
And all they're saying is that you gotta do console commands to move it. And I'm like, I don't want to cause then you don't get achievements. And while I'm playing on Xbox, I don't care about achievements like I would like trophies on PlayStation or some shit. I also would like to have the achievements. It's a sense of achievement if I get my achievements. But no, Bethesda's bullshit, and they can't fix the fucking game. I don't know, Eric. What do you want to talk about? I'm just over here complaining about things and people.
I don't know. I've had a lack of creativity recently.
What? You haven't been coloring things and
I
drawing?
haven't done shit.
I
I got into an Adult Swim show,
Oh.
and I have a piece that's due
Oh, that show. Yeah,
in
yeah.
like fucking 2-3 weeks, and I haven't even I have an idea and a concept, but I haven't started shit on it.
Sounds like you need to get on that though, man.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't had any sort of creative motivation.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Probably because I'm fucking sleeping all day.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
you
even
do
if I
that.
go to sleep early, though, like
I don't believe that. You don't sleep early.
Sunday and Monday, I went to sleep at like 3:30 or 4, which is not late enough for me to like not wake up before like noon. Cause like
yeah.
usually I'll go to sleep
I'd
at like
agree.
3 or 4, and I'll wake up at like 10:30 or 11. Lay in bed until like 11:45. But like the last like fucking week, 2 weeks, I've been like sleeping in until like fucking 2 o'clock.
Need to play more
2:30.
borrowed trauma. That'll help you go to sleep right there after mission.
That'll help me go to sleep.
Mission well done on borrowed trauma. Hell yeah. You're like, oh, that was hectic. I need to
I
go
need
to
to
sleep.
go to bed.
Yeah. Honestly, most of the time it does the opposite though. Everybody's
Yeah,
all
your
worked
fucking
up after a
heart's
mission.
racing. Fucking
Complete 3 objectives, finally get to base, and it's like, oh fuck, man, that was crazy.
Well, we've lost half the ship. A couple of people are missing limbs.
I've taken to giving everybody a commendation if they die. Like, hey, for your valiant sacrifice. Here, and then you smack them with the medal.
You smack them right in the face with a medal.
I wonder if I could drop them so somebody could smack me with my medals and I could level up quicker. I know I can drop them. I just don't know if other people can commend people like I do. But then I'd be fucked
to
up.
Have that perk.
I
I think that's only available for.
Well, I know the perk gives me the commendations. I don't know if only I can commend people though. But it'd be kind of fucked up and narcissistic to be like, "Hey, commend me for my own medals."
Captain, I'm a good captain. It's like some Zap Brannigan shit.
Yeah.
Kif,
Yeah.
commend me now.
That's why I'm not gonna do that. But if I did, it's like what's his name? Fuck, that has O.J. Simpson. When he wrote that book, I didn't do it.
If I didn't?
Yeah, but if I did or whatever, that's some G shit right there. If he did do it.
Everyone knows OJ did it.
Well, I've heard. Like I think you were probably here when I say that some people think that it's his son that's done it.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I don't know. Did OJ do it? Did his son do it? All I know is somebody did it, and I don't know. Not that I really care either, though, but it'd be kind of interesting. I mean, hell, they're coming out with who killed Tupac. Apparently, so it's anything could happen at this point.
All bets are off.
Yeah, I don't really care too much for any of
The
this.
celebrity that died. Wait about 15 years, 20 years.
You may be entitled to compensation.
In the form of a biographical movie.
Yeah.
In which your dead ass gets none of the money.
Yeah. It's always, I always like think of that whenever I see those movies. Because they do the same shit, like whenever something happens. Like within a month.
Any sort of tragedy.
They're going to have a movie out within like a month or two. Like, you know, they were doing shit for the Tiger King stuff. And they're doing one for Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's marriage.
They're making a movie about that shit?
It's docu-series, you know. They did it for R. Kelly. And that shit was quick, too. Like, they just found... They could have done this any time during R. Kelly's life to find these people. But as soon as he goes to fucking trial, they find... You know, it's like everybody that's ever accused of him anything is, like, in a documentary. And it's like, God, what the fuck was this, like, investigation team before all this? When people were complaining, like, 20 years ago. It also makes me wonder what the statute of limitations is in fucking Chicago, because goddamn, that was a while. It'd be, 20 years in the future, and then you could still get blamed for the stuff? Or allegations could still be brought against you? I know in a lot of places... I can't say in a lot of places, but the places I've heard statute of limitations are like 20 years. It's kind of like that story where Jamie Foxx, somebody brought up a story from like about 20 years ago as well, where they say he slapped her with his dick, and so like, yeah, I shit you not. Let me see where that story's from, Because like 20 years later, they bring this up, and now
Jamie
they're.
Foxx dick slap.
You know what? Let me bring up incognito mode for that, just in case.
Just in case there's like a look-alike on Brazzers.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
You never fucking know.
that's not the Jamie Foxx dick slap I was looking for. That's just an imposter.
How do you even? That's just an imposter. It's like, see this tattoo? That's not Jamie Foxx's tattoo on his ass. I've seen Jamie Foxx's ass tattoo. That's not it. Nope. That's funny as
It's
shit.
not the authentic Jamie Foxx dick slap video I'm looking for.
I just remember him getting and nobody. I don't think he even got much flack for that. I don't think anybody took that serious because of how long ago it was that this allegedly happened. Let's see here. Yep, woman claims Jamie Foxx hit her with penis in 2002, and this came out in 2018 actually. So it was a 17-year difference there, depending on when it happened. So here's the article, and of course, you know, TMZ had to report on it.
Jamie Foxx hit me with his penis.
Jamie Foxx is being accused of slapping a woman with his penis nearly 16 years ago. And although she's now gone to police, Foxx says it's an absurd lie, and he's going after her legally. TMZ has learned. The alleged assault happened in Las Vegas back in 2002, according to law enforcement. The accuser told cops last week she and a friend were attending a party at Jamie's place when he tried to get her to perform oral sex. She claims when she refused, Jamie struck her in the face with his penis. The accuser tells us, after the alleged assault, one of Jamie's friends told her she had to get out of the house. She claims she went to a hospital the next day when she got back home to L.A. to get treatment for a severe panic attack. Law enforcement sources tell us Vegas PD lists the case as an open investigation. However, the statute of limitations has since run. Okay, see, yeah, it's 3 years in Nevada. 3 years. You can't come back
So
6.
if I want to slap somebody in the face with my dick,
They don't say anything within 3. If it's in Nevada, they don't say anything within 3 years.
in Nevada.
Yeah, they can't be fucking trying to sue you or whatever for it. Jamie's attorney Allison Hart of Lavely and Singer tells TMZ, Jamie emphatically denies that this incident ever occurred, and he will be filing a report with the Las Vegas Police Department against the woman for filing a false police report against him. The first time Jamie became aware of this woman's absurd claims about an incident that supposedly occurred 16 years ago was when TMZ contacted his representative about this story. Hart adds, the alleged incident was not reported to law enforcement in 2002 or at any other time in the last 16 years until last Friday because the incident never happened. The accuser says the Me Too movement inspired her to finally file the police report. She also claims she wanted the alleged incident recorded in case other accusers come forward. And that's the end of that.
And that's the end of that.
That's really fucking... Just
16 years ago. Jamie
16
Foxx
years, and
slapped me with his penis.
the way it happens, the way she explains it is kind of strange, too. Because, so Jamie Foxx tried to get you to perform oral sex, and you refuse. He then somehow gets his dick to your face level and slaps you with it.
Wow.
If you refuse in the first place, you probably wouldn't be on your knees. I'm not sure how you get slapped in the face with
What
a
if
dick.
a jump slap.
That'd be impressive, and I'd want to see that on camera.
What if he pants, ankles, just
Jamie Foxx is
straight
fucking straight jumped
quad
up and
calf combo leap.
360
Just-
with his dick.
Yeah, 360s. That's the only way he's gonna get any sort of power.
Fucking
on it.
gets out air 360 dick slap. Somebody did that, and I saw
His
it.
pants are already pulled up by the time he lands.
Yeah,
He
just
gets him back up to his waist.
Doesn't even grab him, just lets gravity bring him back up for him.
Yeah, he just straightens his leg. He does the dick slap and then straightens his legs
Straightens his
real
leg and
quick,
he
and
just-
then the pants just go.
Yeah. That's insane.
I bet that's exactly what happened.
I'm pretty sure it has to be. I don't see him doing it any other. Jamie Foxx is a man of taste, and I feel that he would
And
have done
skill.
that. And what?
And skill. Jamie
And
Foxx
skill.
is
Oh,
funny,
he's
he
very
can
skilled,
act,
yes.
And he can sing.
You're absolutely right. He's
a Renaissance
a man
man.
of taste and
There's
skill.
no way in hell that he didn't do that.
That he just dick
In
slapped
that
somebody
way.
while they were on their
Yeah,
knees or
you're
no.
not getting dick slapped unless it's the 360.
An exquisite fashion.
It has to be.
I believe I believe
Because
that's
it's
how
not
it
like
went
Jamie
down.
Foxx is 8 feet. He can't just like stand there.
That's
and do it.
yeah. And if you refused,
Jamie Foxx is like what, 5'10",
I don't know.
5'11".
still.
I feel like I'm about Jamie Foxx's height.
Jamie Foxx is. It doesn't tell me right here. Usually it shows it.
Where's his sports card stats?
I'm just gonna go to his week. He's almost made
Does
me go.
Wikipedia list weight and height?
Usually it does. I thought. It's
Maybe
got
for
his.
like a
his
boxer or a professional wrestler
age.
or a fighter.
I swear I thought it would have his height on it, but let me just type in Jamie Foxx. And I gotta go the extra
How
step.
tall is Jamie Foxx?
He's 5'9".
5'9".
I'm taller than Jamie Foxx. Holy shit.
So yeah, the only way he's slapping anyone in the face with his dick is if he jumps up,
Yeah. Damn,
spins
Jamie.
around.
Let the truth be told. I want to hear. Even though Jamie Foxx is like, yeah, I didn't do that shit. I mean, I would say the same thing 16 years later, even if I did do it.
I mean, I'd be like, yo, Jamie, could you slap me in the face with your dick right now? I have this theory.
She looks around.
I
and
have
just-
this theory where you jumped up and you did a 360 spin.
Yeah, that story doesn't add up to me. It's possible it happened, but like if you refuse to give oral sex to somebody, you're not going to be on your knees near their dick in the first place, and then freely be able to leave like that, like apparently she did after the
I feel
incident.
like anything that like, I mean,
What? Did you have to stop and think
no, I
about?
was gonna say like, don't you think you would have been like, hey, Jamie Foxx like slapped me in the face with his dick a couple years ago.
You would have told somebody. Doesn't even say she had any friends or anything come
I was gonna
forth
say,
like,
at least
yeah.
a friend or something. Like, you're not gonna tell the world, but I feel like you'd at least tell somebody.
Because what's it say? It doesn't even say. So it says she had a friend. So it's like she and a friend were attending a party at Jamie's place, and then she tried to get, or he tried to get her to do oral sex, and she refused. After he alleged assault, one of Jamie's friends told her she had to get out of the house. So Jamie's friends told her she had to get out of the house, but she never brings up.
What if she slapped Jamie Foxx in the face with her dick?
Oh no, that's an interesting twist. I don't know. You just took this to a whole nother dimension. Well, I think it is strange that she never mentions that her friend was also. She mentions her friend was with her, but her friend's never brought up ever again in corroborating the story. Because you think that'd be, if you were doing investigative journalism, TMZ doesn't do shit like that. They just take things at face value. But it'd be interesting to get in contact with a friend, like, hey, you were at this party where she got slapped in the face by Jamie Foxx's dick. Would you happen to have any footage of that, or can you corroborate that story?
Can you confirm it?
She'd probably be like, oh, that bitch is lying. I stopped being friends with her, like after that happened. Got me kicked out of Jamie Foxx's estate. I'd be mad at that. I'd be like, yo, why didn't you just take the dick slap? Like, I'm trying to have fun. It's Jamie Foxx. It's Jamie Foxx. Come on. You're single. Hopefully. I'd be mad. I'd be upset for somebody
What if
else.
it wasn't Jamie Foxx? What if it was a stunt double?
What if it was just what?
What if it was a stunt double?
Oh, that'd be fucked. The stunt, you get slapped in the face by Jamie Foxx's stunt double's dick. I'd be mad. I'd be mad if anybody slapped me in the face.
I was gonna say, that's what it takes to
First.
get you mad? Oh,
You're not Jamie Foxx.
you're not Jamie Foxx. Now I'm angry.
Now I'm angry. Oh, that's crazy. Oh man. Yeah, you gotta film some. She's probably trying to get some money. And she probably didn't know the statute of limitations in Nevada's like 3 years, because I mean that is honestly pretty short. But you think like stuff like that happens to you, you're gonna go.
There's like a lot of sexual crimes that go on in Nevada, Vegas and all.
Yeah, and they probably just like if you don't report this shit, we're not gonna, because you're right.
We allow all sorts of debauchery here. If you don't report this in 3 years.
Because I mean you don't want to be.
And it wasn't debaucherous enough.
I
Vegas, and then they just like roll a pair of dice down the road.
Are we gonna take this case or not?
Yeah, that's how they determine what cases they go on. It's Vegas, baby.
Okay, so the statute of limitations for misdemeanors here is 2 years, unless specified. It's 3 years for felonies.
That's pretty short.
But then it says, however, it's important to point out that many felonies do carry a specified statute of limitations, usually at 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years.
So it's like a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
On a crime.
But still, you're looking at, like, at longest, it's 10 years to report, like, a felony.
This dude's been stealing mail.
Well, did you report it whenever it started happening? Well, no,
He's been
but...
doing it for 10.5 years.
Yeah, you gotta report that shit.
Oh, no, you're 6 months overdue.
You're 6 months overdue.
Now we can't stop him from stealing mail.
That's crazy shit. No, now that I need to plan my crimes out within the statute of limitations. Nobody's gonna catch me for at least 10 years. And then once 10 years is over, I'll just be like, yeah, you know.
That's what I was doing for the last 10 years.
I fucking did it, yeah. I was there. I saw Jamie Foxx slap that woman with his dick.
Jamie Foxx. No, it's like a homeless dude that looks like Jamie Foxx. It's Jamie Foxx.
It's Jaime Foxx. That's fucking great. Jaime. It's his stunt double's name, Jaime Foxx. Have you seen Jamie Foxx's stunt double?
No.
I've actually seen it whenever Jamie Foxx had those health complications a few months back.
What, people thought his stunt double was him?
Well, no, they
You don't
started.
have health complications, Jenny. You're out here buying groceries.
They started using his stunt. Well, they told everybody that they were using his stunt double to finish wrapping up scenes. So I guess nobody would be like, "Hey, Jamie Foxx, what? That's not him." But no.
Wait, they finished this movie when he had health issues.
Yeah, so I don't know if they even finished the movie, but they started using a stunt double to finish some scenes and shit like that. I don't know, maybe when Jamie Foxx turns around and you're like, oh, okay, Jamie Foxx is, out of scene now or something. Because obviously
What's his stunt double look like?
the stunt double looks, it looks close enough to him, but I could tell from the pictures, like the view, like they had like a kind of...
Like if you shot a movie with this dude, you could tell it's not Jamie
Oh, you could
Foxx.
definitely tell it's not Jamie Foxx.
Well, stunt and action scenes are usually quick.
Yeah. I don't know what the movie...
It's like they just did a bunch of like quick, like fast-paced shit to fill in the scenes.
He looks like he could pull off a Usher, I'm trying to bring it up like full screen right there as best I can. Like you can, it's hard to tell in these grainy pictures that they obviously wouldn't be using. There we go. See that?
I feel like anything longer than a couple of shots of action.
Yeah, a couple of seconds that you'd be like, yeah, that doesn't really look like Jamie Foxx. Because right here, I mean, that doesn't look like Jamie to me. From the side, I can tell that's not Jamie. Right here, he looks more like a Carlton Banks to me. So, that's what somebody, I know I said Usher, but yeah, I probably should have said Carlton Banks. That's what his stunt double looks like. So if Carlton Banks ever needs a stunt double, he can call up Jamie's dude.
Wait, so what happened to Jamie Foxx was in the hospital and they stopped shooting a movie?
I mean, they kept doing it with a stunt double, but yeah, he went.
Just wait for him to get out.
Well, I think they didn't know how long it was going to take. Like, people didn't know what was going on with Jamie. I think he still hasn't officially said, as far as I know. I never followed it that close. He's just like, oh, thanks everybody for paying attention. Some people thought it was a stroke. Some people thought it was a brain aneurysm. So apparently it was something bad that kept him in the hospital for months, though. But and this happened in April, I think. So yeah, this is earlier this year. But I don't think he ever came out and said what happened during the 3 months. I think he was out, like completely radio silent. Like he wasn't even posting anything, talking to anybody. But even August 17, it says a source with direct knowledge told TMZ that Fox experienced a medical emergency Tuesday morning on April 10th. So nobody has really come out and said what happened, but it was something bad enough to keep you sidelined for like 3-4 months.
New Year's Eve, Jamie Foxx comes out as Electro, just starts fucking.
They've been talking about how people clone Jamie Foxx because of his picture. Because they're like, and it's this one actually, and they're like, oh, he looks too pale. I think it's just the lighting and shit like that. Trying to, like, I clicked so much shit right there just to show you this picture. And then it goes away.
Jamie Foxx.
Jesus fucking Christ. Jamie Foxx. Can I just skip to the picture of Jamie Foxx you guys have? Alright, well, you probably can't tell the best because, it's got the play button over.
I think that he's been cloned now.
Well, you know, what's funny is that they cloned Tyrone movie came out, like, while he was, I think, still radio silent. So it's kind of like, wow. I'm trying to find, like, one of these that's a picture site, but they're all, you know, Washington Post probably has a fucking... So, yeah. But they say they didn't really look like Jamie Foxx because his skin's too light and shit like that. But it's like he's been hospitalized. He's been inside for months. He's not going to look...
And he looks like he's still indoors.
Yeah.
Fluorescent lighting.
Yeah, like that's the dark, regular Jamie Foxx people are used to. But, you know, I think people are just overthinking it, getting into conspiracies. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, they cloned Jamie Foxx. Hey, the dude was sick. He definitely had some major medical complication that kept him from appearing outside, and it's nothing crazy. Like, the government, for some reason, has decided to clone Jamie Foxx, and I mean, there's so many other people they could clone besides Jamie Foxx that would probably have a bigger impact on people's day-to-day. As awesome as Jamie Foxx does and as many things as he does. Maybe it's because he's got a couple of movies coming out and he'd figure out or think that it's a clone. Well, nobody would want to figure out that he's a clone. People are stupid. Jamie Foxx being cloned is an interesting tidbit, though, I'd say that.
I'm kind of hungry now.
Well, what does Olive Garden close? Or Longhorn or something. We can go to either one of them. I gotta look that up. I just closed my fucking tabs. What would you prefer, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Olive Garden closes at... Oh, it closes at 10. Okay.
And the other one's what? Longhorn?
Longhorn Steakhouse. You got the paper? Is that the... Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, Longhorn or Cheddar's.
You got Longhorn Steakhouse, which closes at 10 as well. And they're both right here down the street. I don't think I want Cheddar's. I'd probably go for Olive Garden or Longhorn.
I'd say Cheddar's or Longhorn. I'm not a fan of Olive Garden.
Not a fan of Olive Garden? What?
I mean, I haven't been in a while.
I think Oscar works at Olive Garden. Go fuck with him. Start
We could
raising
probably
hell.
get more bang for the buck at Olive Garden, probably.
Probably, but it's $50 I got on a gift card that I've never used, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm probably going to use it this one time because I never go to any of those places anyways. I've been to Olive Garden since like 2016, I think.
I have not been to an Olive Garden since I was in high school.
God damn, dude. You really don't like Olive Garden.
I mean, there's no point in eating it.
It's food.
Actually, wait, I take that back. I went to an Olive Garden when I went and saw Dad in West Virginia.
Oh.
And I got Coke spilled all over me.
Oh. By a server?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, fuck Olive Garden. I don't know. I guess Longhorn?
I don't care. We can go to Olive Garden.
Oh.
Who has better mac and cheese?
Well.
This is why we need to turn this into a radio show so we can be like, yo, call in. Tell me who's got better mac and cheese.
We could always just do it live. I mean, they have the option. You could do it live on Facebook too. Like, hey, tell us who the fuck has the best mac and cheese.
Yo, who got the best mac and cheese?
I don't actually know. I mean, you know, it's pasta, so I'd assume that Olive Garden would have some good mac
Google
and cheese.
it real quick. Type it in.
You want me to look up who has the best mac and cheese?
Just Google who has. Google better mac and cheese, Olive Garden or Longhorn.
All right. Better mac and cheese. This keyboard is so fucking sensitive. I like it when I play games, but then at the same time when I'm just having to type, I'll slide over a button and hit the wrong thing.
And just yeah.
Oh, that's an actual question on Google. Well, what the fuck?
Or did it just use predictive text?
I might have. I don't even think I typed in Longhorn yet at that point. But there's just reviews. Reviews. There's not like any comparisons. Better mac and cheese, Olive Garden, or Longhorn. It's related searches. It's down here, I guess. People have asked about that. I mean, it's owned by the same company. I don't know. They probably have the same shit. Mostly. Mac and cheese is always my favorite. That's someone's opinion. I mean, this is all going to be someone's opinion.
That is true.
The mac is the ideal balance of not too dry yet not too soupy.
Look up pictures. Just like mac and cheese Longhorn pictures, and then mac and cheese Olive Garden.
Well, I
We'll
think
see.
that's a copycat recipe. I think that's the general gist. You can't see this right piece right here.
Oh wait, is that the Longhorn one?
This is somebody making the Longhorn one.
Oh. Okay. What's Olive Gardens look like?
I was about to say nobody said shit about Olive Garden, but the question has been asked, so I assume.
Olive Garden mac and cheese.
Olive Garden mac. I mean, it looks like some. Let me go to all. Kids macaroni and cheese. You said you wanted.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a kid's. I don't see why that's a necessary thing to throw in front of it.
I don't know. I think that's the. Oh, was that even the Olive Garden menu? Yeah, that's the Olive Garden menu. They probably have like a. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
What?
Olive Garden probably don't have a picture of their shit, dude.
I don't. Does Olive Garden have pictures of much of their shit?
I don't know. I don't fucking go to Olive Garden.
Yeah, that's true. You did say that. Olive Garden's new lobster shrimp macaroni. Olive Garden chicken pie. That's pasta. They have. I don't know. They have macaroni. That's all I know.
Well, Longhorns looks better.
Longhorns.
Flip a coin and see where we go.
Sure. You got a coin?
No.
I got a coin somewhere. I had multiple coins. Oh, well, fuck it. This isn't what I was looking for, but it's a coin.
It's a coin. Alrighty.
Holy shit, this fantasy group chat is just going off right now.
Somebody get hurt. We'll do what?
I don't know. You pick.
Heads Olive Garden, tails Longhorn.
What you got?
Longhorn.
You got Longhorn?
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go to Longhorn.
Oh, here's the ticket.
You can hold on to it. I mean, as long as somebody remembers to have it on them when we pay. Well, I guess that's it for this episode of the podcast then.
Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up. We'll call it here.
All right.
And then next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
I got an appointment at 2:30, but I'll be free after that.
Yeah, I'll probably just meet you back over here then.
All right, that works. Well, this has been the 14th episode of the Whiskey and Root Beer podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Mr. What the fuck did I call you? Mr. Croissant. There we go. It's been my co-host on the show. I was about to fuck up the word croissant. I was about to combine your actual name and then croissant together, and it wasn't going to come out right. That's why I had to ask.
Funny as hell.
Mr. Croissant?
I don't know how you.
I don't know either. It was about to happen before I fucked up, all right? Or before I held it together. Anyways, it's been me, Toasty Jones, my co-host, Mr. Croissant here. You all have a fucking, kind of a good day. Not the best, but decent,
Not the best. Have a good enough day.
There you go. Good enough day.
And keep your memberships.
Keep your Canadian memberships on you. We don't want them down here.